I want to thank those P1s who joined us last night for a little discussion on Twitch that we had, in which we talked quite a bit about LHO and the assassination coming up, and want to tease ahead because tomorrow, I think at 8:15, is when we're going to discuss the latest in the assassination revelations. The groundbreaking revelations that have come out this year about the assassination.
Because we have the preeminent Kennedy assassination expert.
We do? Where?
Fernando.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Fernando's going to talk about it at 8:15 tomorrow.
I won't be here.
Oh, that's right. He's off tomorrow.
Indeed. So that's tomorrow at 8:15, our big observation of the 60th anniversary. We observed the anniversary.
Was it the 50th anniversary? We sent Gordo down to Elm Street.
Uh-huh. That's when the Gin Blossoms are going to play.
That's when they were going to play, and that one guy had you holding a tape measure.
Yeah. There's all kinds of amateur sleuths out there that are still trying to figure it out.
Still searching for the truth.
And I actually think that's great. I support people going out there and looking at it for themselves and getting the feel of it, because a lot of times, if you've spent your whole life reading about it, I mean, and Dealey Plaza is an international destination for people who live in Europe and became fascinated with the case and studying it, and they have one chance in their life to ever get over here and see it for themselves. And
it's pretty crazy. It looks just about the same that it did 60 years ago.
And Dallas is very smart for keeping it that way. It almost wasn't the case. You know, there were several times throughout the years where they almost tore down the Texas School Book Depository. And Dallas kind of had this attitude of, you know what, let's kind of pave over the past. That's such a horrible past that we need to rearrange that area and get rid of it. Don't make it a destination. But instead they went the other way, which is history happened here, and history's not always good. Mm-hmm. But let's leave it as a place where people can come and learn about what happened here. And that's why they started that sixth floor museum, which has been fantastic that they did that.
I mean, even when you go into the underpass and you start heading north on 35, it looks just like the footage you saw from 1963.
I know. One observation that people have a lot, that I've heard a lot from people who have gone down there and seen Dealey Plaza, is they think it's smaller than they thought it was going to be. I don't know why that is, but I guess that they see it on the footage and they just assume that such a... And people have that experience a lot, it seems like. Something that's so big in our mind, not even spatially, but just so big in importance in your mind that you go and you actually see it and it seems crazy that it's small. Like even things like the Mona Lisa, you just see it's this little kind of tiny painting that's way back there behind glass.
Yeah.
It's just strange.
I mean, it was very powerful the first time I went down there. And it's you still, if you drive by there, and I haven't gone down to the building and the museum in a long time. I don't know, it's probably been 8 years or something. But it's still, I know it's powerful for you.
I went there this year.
Did you really?
Yes. There was such power.
No way!
Yeah, I went to the sixth floor museum, and it was great because they had a few more things that I didn't remember from the time that I was there before. They have Jim Lavelle's full suit, the officer that was handcuffed to Oswald when he was shot and killed, the guy that was in the white or cream-colored suit, you know, who just passed away a couple days ago. They didn't have his keyboards, but yes, in the photoshopped version, he was playing keyboards as Oswald was singing lead, yelling into a microphone. But they have his full suit, and it's on like a life-sized mannequin of him in the exact same position that he was in when that picture was taken. And on the wrist of the mannequin are the handcuffs that were on Lavelle and Oswald at the time. That's there. Then right on the other side of that, they have a glass container that has the hat that Jack Ruby was wearing. And they have the picture. They have the huge picture back behind all of this. But you see a lot of the items that are in that picture.
Have we seen that hat?
I've worn that hat.
Okay, it was up here, wasn't it?
I've worn those handcuffs. Oh, my God, I God, it's true, I have!
In fact, he had both in his private collection before donating to the sixth floor museum.
Yeah, I believe it.
They just say that they're on loan from a private donor.
And they really have no interest in your bathtub and vanity or whatever it is you have from the bathroom.
No, they have not contacted me for that. Although I think that they would be interesting displays.
I do too.
They could set up the apartment, the bathtub that Oswald was laying in when he hatched this plan of killing political figures like General Walker and maybe even Kennedy. Who knows if he had that idea in that bathtub. It's a bathtub that Marina stood on the edge of and tried to hang herself from the shower curtain because she was so depressed being married to him.
Merry Christmas,
Lord.
everybody.
Yeah.
Are the X's still on the road?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're there permanently.
Creeps me out.
The city of Dallas used to pave over those, and someone would always go out there and repaint them again, and finally they just leave them there. Anyway, we talked a lot about it last night on Twitch, and we're going to talk about it a lot tomorrow.
Still a lot of
at 8:15.
Conspiracy followers out there.
Yeah, and it's one of those deals. You find conspiracy, in my experience, the conspiracy theorist is usually in two camps. It's the casual consumer of the assassination who just hears a few things and thinks, oh, that's wild. Oh, yeah, that, and they don't do a deep dive on any of it or get their questions answered. They've just heard a lot. They've seen the movie JFK or something like that. And that kind of puts them in the conspiracy camp. Then there's the person who's like, has the wall up in their home and they have the red string connecting the thumbtacks all over the map and that kind of person.
Yeah.
But if you get into it and you start studying it, I think, and if you don't just read conspiracy books. You should read those. Those are good too. But also read some debunking of conspiracy books, some lone gunman books. Too often it feels like people only read one and not the other.
I used to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm not anymore. My two oldest sons were the same. This is a terrible example of having older kids, and then our youngest came along a few years later, and he heard their crazy conspiracy talk all the time. So, like the first time that they talked about the Kennedy assassination in elementary school, they started having a discussion of it, and he raised his hand and said, "What about LBJ and the storm drain?"
Oh my gosh! Yes, he thought that was the facts.
Your son has some very wild conspiracy ideas for a fourth grader.
That LBJ skittered out of the car and ran into the storm drain where he could shoot from there.
Yeah.
Isn't the bottom line, it's more fun to be a conspiracy theorist?
Sure.
And so that's why so many people get into it?
As we have detailed on the show many times, we are creatures that are addicted to amusement.
Yes.
And it's much more amusing to go down the conspiracy trail than it is the lone gunman trail.
Mm-hmm. That's boring.
That's boring.
Yeah.
And there's only one destination in the lone gunman trail.
Right.
With the conspiracy theory thing, you have about 100 different roads you can choose, and it doesn't matter where it leads you because it's just fun to be on the journey of just being. It's kind of like being an eternal troll to the Warren Commission is what you just want to be. But it's a fascinating journey to go on, and you always have to start conspiracy theory, I think. Because if you want the full fun ride, you have to go through the conspiracy theorist roller coaster before you reach the lone gunman thing.
Right.
To get maximum entertainment value out of the whole journey. 8:15 tomorrow. We'll talk about it. All right. He's denying the rumors. I'm sure you guys have seen this. That some dude named Dwayne Martin. Some dude named Brother Bilal, who described himself as Will Smith's ex-personal assistant, made the shocking accusation in a now viral interview that he once walked in on Will Smith engaging in an act of love with his Fresh Prince of Bel-Air actor Dwayne Martin. And Dwayne Martin only appeared, I think, in a couple of Fresh Prince episodes back then, and then a couple in the reboot.
When did he do this, supposedly? Reboot or original?
I think this was... it does not say which period of time this was in. But he was hired to look after Will Smith. He said he opened the door, and he sees Will in the receptive position.
Yeah.
And the other guy was behind him trying to make a baby.
Yeah.
No.
Uh-oh.
Not trying to make a baby.
Do you have this
How do you
quotes
know?
there of how he described it?
What, George? What do
Go
you want
ahead.
said?
I'm just waiting for you to do the story for the last, 3 days. So it's your story.
You talking about the pinky toe? Is that the part you're talking about?
I was talking about what he called the act of. He said, he's just something about murder or something. He was just killing him.
Oh, he walked in and he said that the other guy was just absolutely murdering Will.
Yeah.
What is the pinky toe thing?
He claimed that Will Smith's manhood, he compared the size to a pinky toe.
Oh.
This guy, I think it's totally, not that there's anything wrong with it. That is a very loving and praiseworthy thing, right?
Very skeptical, though.
But Will Smith denies it and says he's thinking of suing, and it's false. I think this guy's just trying to drum up publicity for his book called Will Smith Demonic Circle.
God.
Bent over the couch while standing up, killing him, murdering him. It was murder in there. Weird way.
Yeah, very suspicious when you include his new book is out.
Right. Yes. So I don't believe it, but Jada Pinkett Smith is also really mad about this too. And they're saying that they're going to sue over it. And Will Smith has kind of been dogged by those rumors for a while.
Mm-hmm.
There was always rumors about their marriage being, a sham. Sham.
Do 90% of the celebrities have that rumor about
Yes.
them?
Yes.
Yeah.
If not 100%?
Yes, it's another one of the culture's favorite stories. That some famous marriage is just a sham and a cover, and also LBJ hid in a storm drain. Those are two favorite stories to tell. The end.
All right, Gordo, thank you. That's the ODEC.
Remember the crash that we talked about in Mesquite, I-30? Near Gus Thomason, that's the one where the tractor trailer overturned and there were multiple cars that were involved. It hit some other ones, went over the concrete barrier. And 3 people were hospitalized as a result of that. Well, one woman has passed away as a result of her injuries. Her name was Amanda Smith, 50 years of age. She's from Dallas, and she died at 3 a.m. yesterday. Well, she was big into cats, they say. That's why there was that weird note in the story that 3 cats were involved in the accident. And those cats were taken to the Mesquite Animal Shelter. And it was because this woman, Amanda Smith, was big into the cat rescue community. You guys have you adopted your cats from a rescue place, didn't you? Or
No.
SPCA type thing?
No, they were...
Where'd you get they were
from a litter
purebred,
from No, they were just from a couple of barn cats.
That's offensive.
By the way, I have an update on them.
On barn cats? Oh, no.
Not my cats. At a time of my choosing.
Oh, no. This is not going to be good because I know they're up there in age, right?
Yeah.
How old
were?
Oh, no.
Yeah. I might as well tell you now.
Both of
Yeah,
them?
we lost both of our cats in the last 4 months. I just hadn't had the stomach to talk about it.
To a coyote or natural
We're
causes?
afraid so, yeah. The amazing cats who survived numerous, I think, raids by coyotes and all sorts, maybe bobcats and mountain lions that are around us.
Bears, maybe.
Mountain lions a
Bears,
stretch, but
Sharks.
okay.
Yeah, one went missing, and then a couple of weeks later, another was missing, and we haven't found them.
And that's been 4 months ago?
It's within the last, 4 months.
Well, I mean, maybe they rehomed themselves.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You didn't find any evidence?
No, I looked all over the place. Didn't find any piles of fur or anything like that.
Because you remember when I ran into half cat
I know.
in my neighborhood?
I was afraid I was going to find another half cat, but never found him.
It was a cat that was torn in half, and I found the front half of it, and it was a coyote, I think. Had gotten and ripped that thing apart.
So for Whitty and Gabby, let's just have a moment of silence.
Let's go to Paul in.
Craig!
I'm sorry.
See, you're just as bad.
I'm sorry. I thought we
you're
were supposed
just as bad as he is.
I thought we were supposed to go to calls then.
Damn it.
Greg.
Yeah. That was a tough one.
Yeah, I've got an update on
kitties.
this story as well.
Okay.
I heard from our good buddy Ty in production here at the Ticket.
Ty?
The woman that passed away was a volunteer at the SPCA working with Ty's wife who works there.
Oh, wow.
man.
And so they knew her, and a lot of people have been asking. They have set up a GoFundMe for her and her family. If you're interested in that GoFundMe page, just look up Amanda Smith, and they're trying to raise some money for expenses. Yeah,
Terrible
very sad story.
My cats were adopted. They're real cute, too. But
Yeah.
boy, they do that thing of when they walk across you when you're sleeping in bed at night, and the pounds per square inch on their paws is just unbelievable.
That's why we had outside cats.
It's like someone walking in stilettos over the top of you while you're laying in bed, which can be hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you wake up getting stabbed in the middle of the night by cat paws. So you think that I need more scene control and keep the cats
Yes,
out of the
y'all
bedroom?
stop sleeping with your dogs and cats. That can't be a good night's sleep.
I know.
Either a cat's walking on you or a dog's taking up
Yeah.
a third of the
The
bed.
dog will sleep in a way, and then you're having to adjust to them. And
Don't understand that.
you're like, I'm the one that provides everything in this house for
Right.
you, dog.
Right.
And I've got to go to work and do the job while you just hang around.
Does it ever
And-
hit you with the paw saying, hey, could you adjust my sleep number?
Reach over and hit that sleep number for me, would you? I'd appreciate that. 45. 45, 46, somewhere in there. Could you bump it down a number for me, please? Thank you. A Colorado man has been indicted in the 1997 Deep Ellum murder case that had led to a wrongful conviction. Martin Santilla was the guy who was sent to prison and spent 25 years in prison wrongfully
No.
convicted for that murder in Deep Ellum. And now they've done DNA tests, and they found out that this guy was not even involved in it. He provided an alibi, but the jury still convicted him back in 1997. Spent 25 years in there. We finally let him
awful.
out, and they finally went up to Colorado and arrested the guy that his DNA matched.
Awful.
Yeah. What should you get for every year in prison?
$1 million.
Yeah, you kind of should, shouldn't you?
We should write that guy a check for $25 million today.
Maybe A&M could pay him off, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of the Jimbo settlement ought to be paying this guy some money.
Think about it. Jimbo got 75 to walk away. We can't
Right.
give this guy 25 for robbing him of 25 years of his life. Jimbo was
Yeah.
only robbed of 6 years of his.
Okay. The average listener right now, would they take the deal of you get paid $1 million a year and your job is to be in prison?
For 25 years?
No.
Just for however
it's
long you can do
open-ended. It's open-ended, so it's up to you.
No is the answer.
No.
No way.
And there's no penalty for tapping out, so you can go as long as you want to. How many people would say yes to the deal initially and tap out? What percentage? And then, because think about it, this is what's great about the hypothetical is you start it, there's no penalty for quitting. You can quit any time.
Yep.
But you know that there's going to be a lot of suffering that's front-loaded into this because you're not used to prison. You're the new guy in prison.
Right.
So to start your new job is going to be really rough. How many people would do it? It's $1 million a year.
There are listeners right now who would take that deal, but they're probably the ones that are bouncing in and out of prison.
Yeah, if they have some experience, sure.
But for somebody who's never been to prison
No
and who
way.
is just living a normal life, I think very few people take that because of what you just said. The first couple of weeks, couple months are going to be a living hell.
I think I may take it.
There is no
shut up.
way.
You get a lot of reading time.
There is a 0% chance.
You, smart Alec Gordo, in prison? I give you 5 minutes tops. Your dad
I
even
think
a
I would.
normal
I think I would do really well in prison
Your
because
dad,
I'd get in there and I'd immediately say, "Hey, look, guys, let's stop being violent. We're thinking about this the wrong way."
okay, yeah. Yeah, your dad thought you were going to get stabbed just walking in normal society.
Yeah, he did. Son, I'm just trying to help you here, and you keep smarting off to people, and one of these days someone's going to take a knife to you.
I'll drive you there.
Fernando, come on.
That's nice.
Just being a friend.
And I don't think they even give these guys $1 million a year. Don't they give them like $25,000 a
It's
year
not
for
much.
every
Yeah.
something crazy low?
Way too low.
But $1 million a year, man, I think
Careful.
half people will take it. Let's see.
Something's wrong with that.
What?
Stop it.
Wrong with what?
I'll
Never
tell
mind.
you later.
Y'all doing college bits that I wasn't a part of?
No, we'll tell you. Can't.
Tiger Woods, he's a
Golf.
golfer. Good golfer. Now we're doing bits over here. Anyway, his ex-girlfriend, Erica Herman, who the fake Tigers talked about quite a bit, she has dropped her sexual assault lawsuit against him, as well as an appeal to a non-disclosure agreement that she had signed. She dropped the appeal and said that she was, quote, never a victim of sexual harassment or sexual abuse at the hands of Tiger Woods or any of his agents, and it is her position that she never asserted a claim for such. That's weird. She drops her claim of sexual assault and says that it's her position she never asserted a claim for such. She signed an NDA back in 2017 at the start of her relationship with Tiger, and she had sued to be released from that agreement. But a judge ruled in May that she could not be released from the NDA, and she filed an appeal of that ruling. But now she's dropped it all. So who knows what happened.
Can we all
That's-
just admit that Tiger's life has been really out there and weird?
I think we can admit
it's,
that.
And it's just maybe it was almost like the childhood star that his dad put so much pressure on him, and he went through
but
a
there's
weird childhood that it.
There's also the fact that I'm not so sure that it's that much weirder than a lot of people that are not Tiger Woods. A lot of people who are not Tiger Woods have car accidents.
Yes.
A lot
Sure.
of people who are not Tiger Woods get stopped for drunk driving
Sure.
or driving while impaired. I guess Tiger was on Ambien or something like that.
Sure.
A lot of people who are not Tiger Woods have cheated on their wife, and the wife goes
No
after
doubt.
them and smashes something of theirs.
Yep. And he's also one of the, if not the most high-profile athlete of the last 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we micro-inspect every single element of his life.
Yes, all of that is true, but I do think it's been a very strange journey for that dude.
What is his current ranking?
Man,
In
that's
golf?
a good question. Is he even ranked anymore?
Yeah, I don't know if he is.
This says 1,307.
Wow.
Number one.
That's what it says. All right. Jimmy Kimmel's going to be returning to the Oscars as host. It's his fourth time.
I support that.
You think he's good at it?
Yeah.
Who was your favorite Oscars host?
Johnny Carson.
Billy Crystal.
I'm just
Yeah, Crystal was great too. And I like Steve.
What about Anne Hathaway and James Franco?
Oh my gosh.
That was the worst.
Oh, man. Why?
So-
Because a woman can't host the Oscars?
Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty much.
jeez.
So sad.
No, who was
Wait,
the
is
best?
she the only woman that's ever?
No, was it
Ellen?
Didn't Ellen used to do it, and she was pretty
she
good,
did fine,
right?
yeah.
Wasn't the famous picture the first, like the
Selfie
most
or something?
liked
Yeah.
picture in Twitter history was Ellen's selfie?
Yeah, Ellen was pretty good.
Who else? Did Roseanne ever host, or
Okay, I've got the list. Whoopi hosted. Another
Whoopi?
woman.
I think she was a pretty
Yeah.
solid host.
Are you just looking for women, or do you want to know everybody here? Well-
Just start going back in time and reading some names.
Okay, last year, or the last time they had this, yeah, this was last year. They skipped a year somewhere in there with the pandemic, but it was 3 women. Regina Hall, Amy Schumer, Wanda Sykes. Then we went a couple years where
watch
there
that.
wasn't a host. Remember, they just had the announcer.
Oh, yeah.
And then Kimmel, Chris Rock, Neil Patrick Harris. I don't remember that. Seth MacFarlane. He was funny.
Yeah.
Ellen, Billy Crystal.
Seth MacFarlane, I think that was the time where he basically called out the Harvey Weinstein thing before the Harvey Weinstein thing was
Really?
public. Yeah.
I think you're right. Steve Martin, Alec Baldwin, Hugh Jackman, Jon Stewart, Ellen again, Jon Stewart again. Then a lot of these repeats. Chris Rock again, Billy Crystal, Steve Martin, Whoopi. They kind of rotated those 4 or 5 names for a long time. Letterman in 95.
that was the disaster, wasn't it?
That was the only time he hosted.
Yeah, the Oprah
Yeah.
thing, and he was a little too weird for it. But
Chevy Chase in 88. I don't remember that.
yeah, it's probably when he had the Chevy Chase show.
I like you, Betty.
Chevy's a hit or miss proposition at best. But Billy Crystal was a really solid host because he always put a lot of work into it. But anyway, Jimmy Kimmel's going to be returning as Oscars host. Birthdays today. Steve Railsback is 78. He's the guy who played Manson in the made-for-TV movie Helter Skelter, isn't he?
Okay.
Sang in My Garbage Dump. David Leisure from Empty Nest is 73. Also used to appear as Joe Greed. Was that the same guy as... I don't know, maybe he was the Subaru guy or something? David Leisure.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Something, he used to do car commercials.
I think it was the Subaru National guy.
Jazz singer Diana Krall is 59. Lisa Bonet, one of my all-time crushes, 56. Maggie Gyllenhaal, 46. Comedian Pete Davidson is 30. Not going to be
ahead.
drawn off sides. No, I'm trying to understand it. It's another one of those areas where the world gets something I don't, and I'm determined I'm going to get it.
You know what? He thinks the same. When he hosted SNL this year, he made a lot of jokes about why am I famous?
Yeah. Actor Noah Gray Cabey from My Wife and Kids is 28. Corey Pavin is 64.
Ticket Zone.
Dwight Gooden, 59.
Doc.
Josh Green is 23.
Maverick, great.
And the great Simeon May turned 70 today. I got an email from his daughter wishing him a happy 70th birthday. And he was friends with my parents, and our families go way back.
Cool.
In
That's a-
Mississippi.
Cool name.
Simeon May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simeon May.
Simeon, it sounds like a great golfer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Excellent putt by Simeon May.
Simeon May.
So happy birthday, Simeon.
All right, Gordo, thanks. That's Muse. But first, joining us now on the ticket hotline is a man who got some good news this morning because his former girlfriend, Erica Herman, has dropped the lawsuit. We say good morning to Tiger Woods. Hi, Tiger.
Hi, Musers.
Hey.
How are you?
No, that was you calling me. Hi.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. I'm just sitting here watching Tangled for like the 50th time. It's my favorite Disney movie.
Oh, really? You like that
Yeah,
one?
I love Flynn Rider and this smoldering look. I think it's so funny. But I don't like how Rapunzel hits him in the face with a frying pan.
Oh, yeah.
That gives me Elon flashbacks.
Oh, yeah,
geez.
that.
Do you know what my favorite breakfast food is? And I'm eating it right now. Birthday cake.
Birthday cake for breakfast.
I get 2 pancakes and I put birthday cake in the middle of it.
Okay.
And then I sprinkle Reese Peace on top of it.
Oh, my gosh.
And then I eat it with ice cream. But I can't say it too loud because my mommy's in the other room and she'll get mad at me.
Oh, my gosh, Tiger. You shouldn't. You're living with your mom still?
Of course. What else do people do?
Yeah, George.
Okay, nothing. I guess that's what they do.
Yeah, I got some good legal news this week. I don't know if you heard.
We did.
Yeah.
But Eric Herman, she dropped her lawsuit.
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, I just only want to say positive things about her, because now it's in the past and everything. So she was a great girlfriend. She actually was in some ways. She actually used to let me watch her do tinkle water in the potty toilet on my
What?
birthday.
We don't want to hear about all that.
That's being a great girlfriend?
Yeah, it was so naughty, and that's what married people do.
Well, not every married couple does
We
that.
did all sorts of exploration. She once let me see her armpits.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. I won a tournament once, and she rewarded me by letting me be financially domed by her. It was so sexy. That was her biggest kink. She liked to being a financial dom. That's when someone makes a guy spend a bunch of money on them.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, all the women I went out with had that same kink.
Uh-oh.
It's weird. What are the odds? But now Erica has agreed to be bound by that NDA that my lawyer Michael Cohen drew up for her. So I think we're all fine now.
Okay, well, good for you.
And to all the people who say that I locked her out of my house after we broke up,
Yeah.
I say, so what? You do the same thing. She was crazy.
You're not denying that.
Not denying it,
Right.
no. God, I've got to revamp my career.
Yeah.
Maybe I should date Taylor Swift.
That may do
I
it.
think she's taken right now,
People
but you never
talking
know.
about you anyway.
I'm ranked like 1,300th in the world in the golf.
I
Yeah,
know.
we heard about that. What about
I
your golf
suck.
game? Are you still
I
playing?
just suck. No, I never play.
Oh, that's sad.
I played putt-putt the other day,
Yeah.
and I five-putted every hole.
Oh man.
Horrible.
Well, maybe it's time to hang them up before you get that last major.
But at least I have my legal problems behind me, so I can focus on my mountain of other problems.
Right.
Have a messy life.
Yeah.
You know who I wish was still alive to see Erica be bound by an NDA?
Who's that?
There you go.
Oh, yeah, Earl.
The large bovine of a vodka-swilling womanizer who before he became triple worm food after a lifetime of sausage stuffing his aorta while mistreating loved ones once got so hornied up after rifling through a K-pop swimsuit catalog that he placed an ad in the back of Buddy magazine looking for a Far East Asian nation willing to go full communist to provoke the U.S. into a land war so he could get signed up for service to fight the Germans in Korea against the Vietnamese so that he could troll the opium den sniffing for the bar stools for traces of ovulating Chinese donut sellers until he found one that he thought had some PG eggs up in her so that he could chase her while air humping all the way across the Nepalese countryside until she found a local shark that could ride her across the Pacific in San Francisco, where she tried to disguise herself as a member of a jam band, but he sniffed her out because she wasn't wearing a period-correct Jerry Garcia wig, so that she had to run all the way to Iowa, where a young serial killer named Mike Ducey let her hide in his barn until Earl got there on donkey back and secured her enthusiastic consent by laying her over a molasses barrel to date really hard until 9 months later she had to squat in the middle aisle of a pottery store and BM out a malformed fetus with a putter in its claw before she passed out and destroyed $4,300 worth of gravy boats and a large tooth fetus, then grew up to become a 15-time major winning Nordic wife cheater.
She was ridden by the shark?
He says hi.
Oh, okay.
Bye, Tiger. See ya. Good luck.
Okay, before we get to shocking the Panucity, get an email from Who Cares, funny name, and wanted to comment about the Will Smith rumors that he's batting down right now. Well, the revelations were made on, I think, I forget what the name of the show was that it was on, but I think it was hosted by Tisha Campbell. Tisha Campbell, and the emailer says Donovan would know this since he is a groupie of this TV show Martin. I think that's Donovan's favorite show of all time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tisha Campbell is the former wife of Dwayne Martin, who I believe is the guy that the bodyguard said he walked in on Will Smith and Dwayne Martin, showing marital love towards one another. Is the wife of Dwayne Martin, and Campbell has spoken out about this matter years ago, and she blames Will Smith for the failure of her marriage because of what she experienced between the relationship between the former husband of hers and Will Smith. So she blames him for it. So she thinks there's something to this. In the community, questions about Will Smith voluntarily being bored out, oh my gosh, has always been a topic of discussion, and Will's previous and current engagement with marriage has been viewed as a cover to argue against rumors of his sexuality. And he points out fairly, because I said about this earlier, that a lot of times you have actors that have rumors about them. And this story is very old. Craig, you pointed this out, I think. And I may have mentioned an example or two, but yeah, it has happened before where it turns out the person actually is of a different sexuality of their own choosing, like Rock Hudson.
Are you?
There were rumors about him, and those rumors turned out to be, thankfully true.
Okay.
And we applaud him. But Will Smith is saying that this is false and is going to sue as a result of it. You know, and there were also rumors that he was involved in Scientology. You remember that too?
No.
And they've denied that as well. Will and Jada have denied that they're involved in Scientology. I think Jada in her memoir said that she just took some classes or something like that, but does not consider herself a Scientologist. Says she's spiritual and she investigates all sorts of spirituality.
Oh, wow.
But it also is strange that there seems to be an overlap in the Venn diagram of celebrities that are involved in Scientology and these rumors.
Yeah.
So is it just someone doing a smear campaign to actors like Tom Cruise and John Travolta and that to discredit them? Or is there some overlap?
Yeah, that is odd. Does Scientology target Hollywood? Do they want specifically high profile?
Absolutely.
Seems like there's an
how much would you
portion there.
Yes, how much would you hear about Scientology if it wasn't for the high profile
Yeah, you wouldn't.
people that were involved in it? So anyway, that was just a note from the community.
Okay.
Wanted us to know that. We talked earlier about a person being in jail, and how much would you take to serve time in jail for a crime you didn't commit? And how much do we compensate people who have gone through this? A P1 who worked on this man's case sent me an article about Richard Rosario, who was wrongfully convicted of murder. He was convicted of a 1996 shooting that happened in the Bronx. He said at the time he knew nothing about it and that he was 1,000 miles away when the murder occurred. He said, I was in Florida and I have 13 alibi witnesses to prove it. And when I heard police were looking for me, I turned myself in, gave them the names and contact information for all 13 people, and no one ever contacted them.
Wow.
He then goes on trial, and he gets convicted in a 2-week trial. And because 2 eyewitnesses picked him out of a lineup as the shooter.
How would his lawyer not contact those 13 alibis?
Yeah, how do you not bring them forward?
Yeah.
I guess maybe they did, but the police didn't contact him to begin with, which would have exonerated him before they even get to a trial, right? Would have eliminated him as a suspect. And that's what I've said so many times on this when we talk about wrongful convictions. The problem is, once the machine starts grinding against you, it makes it so much harder to stop that slow train that's just that's just plowing forward. It's
Right.
just so difficult to stop because everyone's always distracted. I got so much going on, and all you do is just the real mental shortcuts of, well, I mean, they arrested him, so, I mean, there must be some smoke there. And,
Right.
well, I mean, it came all the way to trial, so they must be pretty confident about their case.
Yeah.
So it just keeps going and keeps going, and you know, that's how people get wrongfully convicted. And then once you get convicted, a wrongful conviction, then you're in prison trying to get appeals. And people start, well, I don't want to waste time with your appeals. I mean, you were convicted of murder.
Everybody in here says
everybody's innocent. Yeah, okay, buddy. I've heard it before.
I really
know
am.
what I actually am and everything. And meanwhile, every step of the way, that guy's told, you know, well, yeah, I know it sucks that you're being tried right now, but you know, I know it sucks you've been convicted, but we'll get it on appeal. And then you just, every turn, you're expecting, hey, we'll make good later on. Make good, and the make good never happens.
Why, could you imagine? I'm sure he felt good about it when he had all of that testimony that he thought was going to stand behind him and cooperated and all that. The next thing you know, he's got nothing.
Well, he sued. He filed a civil suit after he was let out of prison for wrongful conviction and imprisonment. He filed it against the city of New York and the detectives responsible for his arrest, and he won his case. How much money do you think he got for his 20 years in prison?
I know
24 years in prison, I'm sorry.
You're going to tell us the amount, and it's going to be obscenely low. I'm going to guess something like $200,000.
I'll go $2.5 million.
George is closer. He got $5 million.
Okay.
Right.
So it's 20 years that he was in prison. So would you?
No.
I haven't finished the question.
You don't
matter.
need to.
Would you work to help those who are wrongfully convicted? You guys are jerks.
That
I
was not
cannot
your
believe.
question.
No.
Yeah, that's all I got.
$5 million.
20 years. What is
20
that?
years in prison.
Is that $250,000 a year? 30, 70?
230.
It's
$250,000
3070 minus
250,000, $100,000, $250,000.
Not worth it.
No.
But in Texas, he would have gotten a lot less.
All right, I floated out the hypothetical earlier. Would you spend time in prison? Your job is just to be a prisoner for $1 million a year. Both of you guys said no.
No way.
$2 million a year.
No.
$5 million a year.
No.
There is not a price. They have not printed that money.
See, I think you're crazy in that you would not do... Okay,
No.
if I said $20 million a year...
No.
Okay, you're insane.
No,
he's not.
No, I'm not. Very few
couldn't-
people would take that deal.
You couldn't
I think
go 30 seconds in prison.
78%.
80, 78.
78% would take that deal. $20 million a year, all I have to do is serve time in a state prison.
That's all.
That's all.
Yeah.
You are stripped of your
Miserable
freedom,
conditions.
which is mainly, probably the main thing to everybody in this country
Threat
of freedom.
of death.
Threat of death, being beaten up every day.
You can talk.
Confined
you can
to a
talk
small
reason
cell.
to people.
No.
All they need to do is
Look.
just not be led by emotion.
Look, you are right. Some people would take that deal. Some.
Most people would take that deal.
But no, I disagree that most, and I damn sure wouldn't. Up it to $1 billion a year. Go ahead. Up it to $10
that's
billion.
stupid.
He's right.
I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
No.
All right.
All right, for $1
$1 billion,
why
the
don't you go
math
play in
is hard.
traffic on
I'm going to do
35?
$365 million a year. So basically, you get $1 million a day in prison, and you're telling me,
No way.
That's
and you
what
can
we're
tap
telling
out
you.
at any point you want,
No way.
you would not even
No.
start the process.
No.
I think you're lying.
I'm not lying, and you wouldn't either, because I'd love to see you accept this hypothetical, and you would tap out before you went into prison.
Craig, he would do it. This is a guy who consented to a prostate exam at 25.
I didn't
Fernando's
consent.
favorite
Oh,
story.
but you
I did
enjoyed
not
it,
consent.
But you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, but I didn't consent.
Bottom.
So dumb.
I think there are a lot of people who'd say, oh, yeah, I'll take that. And then as they're being deloused
They're screaming.
Okay, I agree with you.
and led to their cell.
I agree with you that a lot of people that would agree to it when it actually approached the date and it started, that they would tap out.
And
there is
see-
a percentage that would do that, but there are a lot of people. There is a lot of people
not
who
the
would take
majority.
the deal
Right.
and would serve time.
Not the majority of people, though. You said most, and there's no way most people,
I think,
as they're being led down the hall and they're hearing fresh meat, being screamed from the other cells.
But all you're thinking is $1 million a day. What is that per minute? $1 million a day.
It's not enough. That's
how
what
many
it
minutes
is.
are in a day? 5,380 minutes a day.
There are certain things.
2610.
There are certain things that most people would not trade any amount of money for, and that is your loved ones, your freedom, and your health. Those three.
I disagree.
And this you're taking yourself away from loved ones and freedom, and your health is going to be immediately compromised.
Yes,
people give
comfort, threat of
3/4
death.
of their life to a job they hate, and they lose their freedom just for money.
But not this way. Not freedom this way. This is losing all of your freedom. Those people that hate their
You're
job
so
can
full of
still have
I'm not,
freedom on
though.
the weekends. You're right. Some people would, but it's a small amount.
$1 million
Sounds
a
like
day
Gordon wants to go to prison for like $1 a day.
with all the hot sex you can handle.
That's why.
All right, we could probably get this organized for you.
He wants the Will Smith.
Let's start.
The closet. That's what Gordon wants.
Let's start a GoFundMe to get Gordon in prison for $1 million a year and see how long he likes it.
Oh, gosh. Don't
Radio
you have to go in
superstar come-
and immediately join a gang?
They would kick you out in a matter of seconds.
They would not. They would love me. They'd probably elect me their treasurer immediately.
They don't have one.
Or vice president or something like that.
Have that?
Do they have that in gang? I mean, they are organized, right? I'd be in the gang. Can I
Say
just
organized
quick question?
gangs, yeah.
I'm totally okay with joining your gang. Do we go by Robert's Rules of Order? What kind of protocols do you guys use here? Just a quick question.
I would love to see you in the first meeting ask who the treasurer is.
I'll volunteer.
Okay. All right. I hope that shocks your penis. It shocks you. It shocks you.
All right, Gordo. Thank you. That is the corner.
Get
The Musers.
podcast at patreon.com/sportsgreek.
It's Donovan, Matt. We have Mino in studio. Hello there, Mino.
Hello, Donovan. Hello, Matt. Hello, friends.
Hello, Mino.
Hello, Matt.
This is half the friends. We need the other half. So let's see if we can roll call and see if we have a Bob. Corby?
Hey.
Moose?
Yep.
Bob?
Sounds like a forfeit.
It does sound like a forfeit.
Ooh,
If you don't make your picks on the air, they don't count.
You know what happened?
Oh, wow. That's strong, Bob. My goodness. Now I'm deaf.
I was talking into a muted mic the whole time, wasn't I? And I thought I was destroying. I had some really good material, but...
Yeah, run it back.
Yeah, just play the theme song again.
Run it back. All right. How are you fellas doing?
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Moose, you okay?
I'm doing superb. Looks like we're a lot better than you, Donnie.
Yeah, I know. All right.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. I am okay. Let's go over the standings because we didn't have a lot of movement, but we have a little separation. And who doesn't like separation?
Looks like you had a bowel movement.
Man, did I ever. Last week,
finally after 2 days.
Last week, 2 people went 7-3. And those 2 people were Corby Davidson and Bob Sturm.
No way. Did we pick together?
7-3 weeks.
It's kind of cheating.
Moose had a 6-4 week. Matt McLaren went 5-5. Mino went 4-6. And old dumb Donnie went 2-8 to secure last place.
God,
Now,
you suck.
Thank you.
I'm doing what I always do. I'm batting 500, which I feel is fine. But this year, 500 has me in last place. So I've got some making up to do. Corby's in first place with a record of 59-41 after 100 games.
Cheating.
George is in second place at 57-43. Bob is in third at 55-45. Mino in fourth place, tied with Matt McLaren at 53-47. And Donovan is heading up the rear, lagging behind at 50-50. So, of course.
Prayers up.
Moose, you think we need one more 8-2, 7-3 week, and we might be looking, knock on wood, good.
Oh, yeah. I think we're looking real good already.
Already?
Yeah.
He's got a 9-game lead on last.
You're 19 games behind me, Donovan.
Only 9, 59-50. Only 9 games behind you, but I don't care about first. I'm just trying to get out of last.
Yeah, that's right.
So now we're going to have to make the appropriate adjustments. Do we fade? Is it too early? Do we stick with the game plan? Let's find out. All right, let's pick some games. We go from first to worst. I do need your Cowboy pick. Cowboys favored in Carolina by 10.5 points, and I will need your triple play. So, Corby, you have the floor.
Well, last week with the triple play on the Cowboys, it felt really good going into that game that it would actually take place. And lo and behold, it did, with a lot of change left over. I'm going to go ahead and take the Cowboys this week and that minus 10.5. And I'm also going to triple play the Cowboys minus 10.5.
What are you, a cowboy?
You are a cowboy. Makes
because
me sick to
this
my
thing
stomach.
is on a train against these craptastic teams, and they are going to murder Carolina.
You know, trains go really slow, so
Amtrak's don't.
Yeah, the bullet train.
Counterpoint. No one asked you.
Bitch.
Yeah, Matt.
No, he was talking to you.
Oh, was he really?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Bitch. I'm not a bitch. You are.
No, you're another word that I'll call you later on.
What's his
George, you're next.
Well, I like the Cowboys, and I like them so much. I was going to triple them, but I don't. Is that allowed, or can we do it without everyone?
You can do it.
You do whatever the hell you want to.
Let's all do the same triple play.
Why not?
We can't. Yeah, next year we may amend the rules, but this year they're locked in.
Okay,
As long as you don't care if they call you names.
I'm in such a great position. I'll take the Cowboys, but I will triple the Motor City Kitties, given, I believe, 9.5 against the Chicago Bums.
Oh, I see what you did there, because they suck, right?
Yeah, you changed bears to bums.
Man.
Bob taught me that.
I've never heard anyone do that before. That was great.
Thank you. Hilarious.
Bob, you're next.
Hey now. Okay, well, kind of looks like the Cowboys minus 10.5 is pretty cool. Well, what am I doing?
Don't be like everyone else.
No, I'm taking the Cowboys.
What are you, a cowboy?
And my triple play, there's a couple tasty options here
Triple
right now.
Carolina, but take the Cowboys.
Oh, please do that.
I think we're going to look in that 11 a.m. window again, and we are going to see, well, I'm a little torn. There's a couple top 10 underdogs this week.
Boomer
and
buddies.
I like them both. But I think our 11 a.m. window road dog is the Louisville Cardinals, number 10 in the country at Miami. Let's take Louisville to win and to triple play.
Triple play the Cardinals,
I
huh?
like that.
Do you really?
Money. That's big money.
Sketchy pick.
Big
Just gonna
money.
say it right now. Sketchy pick.
Only 4 teams have beat Miami this season.
That's it. All right,
We're gonna
Mino.
try to make it 5.
You're up next.
Got to go with the Cowboys because they won't lose this week.
Man, that is
Such
bold.
a homer.
And for the triple play, I'm looking at North Carolina at Clemson.
I love this.
Why would you do that?
Because I'm going to take the team with the better quarterback and the better head coach. Give me North Carolina +7 triple play.
Yeah. Love
Okay.
it. Great pick. Great pick.
Pretty good.
Dabo.
That is big money right there.
Dabo is going to go wee-wee all
Future
over your
Aggie.
pick.
He's already in College Station.
Dabo?
Yeah.
Right now?
Flight
I think Matt
tracker.
Brown's
Look it
there
up.
too. They're both there.
Together.
Matt?
Did they get an Airbnb?
Maybe they did.
There's only
Yes.
like 2 of them there.
I will go.
They're like one bedroom, half bath, Airbnbs in College Station.
Okay, this will come as a shock, but I'm going to take the Cowboys.
What are you, a cowboy?
Such a cowboy.
I will take them, and then for my triple play, I am going to take my Fighting Bobcats of Texas State, who are a 3.5 road favorite in Jonesboro, Arkansas, against Arkansas State and the Red Wolves.
I've been there.
So give me GJ over Butch.
Well, eat 'em up, Cats. Why don't you put the
I
sign
like that
up?
too.
Eat 'em up, Cats.
Pinky.
That's Rockwall. This is Texas State. Eat 'em up, Cats.
All right. It is my turn.
Oh, yeah.
I am in last place.
Do it. Do it.
Is it time
You have
to
to.
start
Do it.
fading?
You have to.
Do I need to make a move at this particular moment?
Snoop gave up smoke. Give up your strategy. Fade.
You got this.
I'll take the Cowboys to cover
Are you a
the
Cowboy?
10.5.
That's smart, actually.
You just copied everybody else. Be original, man.
Can't pass us.
And for my triple play,
Fade. Fade. Fade.
Power fade.
Fade.
Take the Bears.
Rectum.
Do it.
And
I'll take Arkansas State. I'll fade Matt.
Whoa!
Arkansas
it's
State.
on.
Give me the Red Wolves.
Oh, my God, a Bobcat against a wolf. Who's red?
Pinky's up.
Damn it. I did not want to do that. You guys talk me into that crowd.
Okay.
This week literally could determine
Interesting.
it all.
It really could.
Okay.
I could bury myself with that dumb pick.
Yeah, you could.
That's a good pick. No one goes into Arkansas State and wins.
Just for the fact, my first triple play was going to be Tulane over Florida Atlantic. Favorite
you would've lost
9.5.
Yeah, it would have been lost.
Jeez.
But I'm going to take Arkansas State over the Bobcats.
What time is
Bobcats
that
of
game?
Texas State.
Is that 11
is
a.m.?
2 p.m. on Saturday.
Do we get to watch that, or is that one of those
There's
games
no
that
way
you got
that's
to pay
televised.
for?
You have to. You have to
Pay-per-view.
Televised.
You have to put the foil on the antenna to get that game on
Probably on
TV.
ESPN Plus somewhere.
Gus
They're
and Joel's
definitely
doing
not.
that game.
You have to watch it on.
Yeah, they're not.
televising
You have to
that.
watch it on a sweater.
I think EA's doing that game.
Wait, that's not funny. That's good.
I kind of like that.
It's
from his bedroom.
ESPN Plus.
DeChambeau.
So we do have a game
go.
that's pitting the invasion against each other. Texas State and Arkansas State.
TJ Finley is going to light you up.
Yeah, Michael Finley's going to light you up.
Well, I was actually speaking
Bitch.
of a quarterback in this game. So.
Oh, sorry.
Donovan, in the 5 years we've done this, has not known one player on any team he's picked. So this is nothing new.
What are you saying? You don't know the
You
great
haven't-
Arkansas State quarterback?
Go on.
Go on.
Basically, Googling right now.
That fine specimen they have under center?
Uh-huh.
Whose name is?
Let me spell Arkansas.
Hurry. Go. Hurry. Hurry.
UB. Jalen Rayner? Come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
He's awesome.
And Jackson
Well, he hurt his
Rucker.
ankle last
Rain
week. He's out
Man.
for the year.
Well, then his backup is going to go next man up, man. We don't care.
Yeah.
Next man up.
It's not happening.
That may not even be the dude.
You'll lose.
Okay, well, we'll find out. All right, friends. Thank you.
I'll text you a picture from the locker room afterwards.
Bye, friends. Bye, Mino.
Bye, George.
Champions.
Better than
I'll
the
see you
last
later.
picture you sent me.
Bob. See you, Donnie.
Bye, Bob.
Bye,
Bye,
George.
friends.
Bye, Donovan.
I love you
Bye, Bob.
all. And one
Bye,
particularly
Corby.
more than the rest.
Let's do it again.
I'll have
Bye,
you
Mino.
find that out. All
I'm
right.
at We slide into the DMs, and Justin sends news.
Hey, Monty, send news.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, Monto.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Lando.
Thank you, Daddy.
So we'll start with a somewhat positive story, and then we'll go down the slide of depravity
All right.
Good.
by the end of the news. So, a 92-year-old Oregonian man survived below freezing temperatures last week.
Is that what?
after he
That's what you call
abandoned his
people
car.
from Oregon?
Oregonians?
Oregonian?
Yeah, sure.
Or okay.
What else you
Sounds
got?
right. I don't know.
Organites?
I like Organites.
Oreganos. Organists. There it is.
The man from Oregon, so 92-year-old Larry Hendrickson, was driving late last week down an Oregon highway, and his car went off the road, and he
trying to get back up to the highway, slid down this embankment and was at the bottom. And he could not get back up the embankment. So he is trying to figure out what to do until someone will come looking for him. He starts like scrounging up vegetation and basically sleeps under it until the police get a call from the person that he was expecting or was expecting him and says, hey, he never came here. I know he takes this highway. Can we go look for him? The police find his car, and then they look down there. There he is. He survived overnight, a 92-year-old man, where temperatures dropped as low as 11 degrees.
Man.
Pretty badass for a 92-year-old.
Yeah. So I'm assuming this is Eastern Oregon? Because I know the West Coast doesn't get as cold in the Pacific Northwest.
It doesn't say what part of Oregon.
Okay.
It says Oregon.
That seems pretty cold even for November.
Okay, it says that the city is La Grande.
All right.
I don't know where that is.
La Grande.
Did he have a shack outside La Grande?
Let's see,
Okay.
look it up.
Was waiting
It says
for
it's
it.
in the northwest corner of Oregon. But still, yeah,
Okay.
92 years old, 11 degrees. That's pretty sweet. And yeah, he had to go to the hospital overnight, but he's fine now. So good for old Larry.
92.
We go
P1
now.
of the day so far.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and spoil it. You can probably give him the mantle. I don't know if anyone else will.
Well,
will be worthy.
We got 40 minutes of show left.
So I'm always fascinated by this when I hear stories about the hippos in Colombia.
Another animal that we're not as afraid of as much as we should be.
Well, they kill more people every year than sharks.
That's what we've been told.
But I'll never, like the bear, have an interfacing with a hippo.
Not with that attitude.
Unless you do sports talk in Africa one day.
I probably won't.
Okay.
I can barely do
some
it here.
sports talk in
All right,
Africa.
But if you're wondering why are there hippos in Colombia, as are all things, they go back to Pablo Escobar, the drug pin in the 1980s who led the Medellin cartel. The Medellin cartel. And at the time, the guy had so much money that he was like, I don't know, let's get some hippos over here.
He had hippo money.
That'd be pretty sweet.
How much to buy a hippo?
He was burying his money.
It's got to be a lot.
Yeah, like what's the PPA?
Hippo's
for
price.
hippos?
Live hippo.
I hear they're pretty hungry.
Okay.
Do you,
Duh, eat your
Mando?
granola.
No.
Eat your
This is the
granola.
worst
Good
bit
one.
ever.
I can
think
only
it's the
see
best.
what removing one is. I can't get an actual price on one.
I'm seeing about 100,000
Per hippo?
Feels right.
Okay. You ever seen a watermelon or a hippo eat a watermelon?
It's pretty cool.
Just explodes.
Yeah, and he spit the seeds out. Anyway, he brought them over in the 1980s.
Baby hippos are cute too, by the way.
But kind of like the people that are like keeping boa constrictors as pets in Florida, they don't have any natural predators. There's nothing killing these hippos, so they've done nothing but eat and bang since 1983, and so they're multiplying. And now,
All right, now we have another search. Hippo.
you gonna look up hippo style?
No,
But now
maybe.
there
Whoa,
are.
about what I expected.
Does it look loving? Is it romantic?
Man, it's just kind of two big mammals.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Just kind of
pushing them together.
Yeah, not a lot of action.
But now that you have hundreds of hippos there, they don't want the country to be taken over by hippos. So they're going to start sterilizing these hippos and make sure that they're not going to go out there and just unload on them from a helicopter with a big MG-40.
So to speak.
They're going to sterilize them. How are they going to do that? They're going to marry them.
Hey.
Yeah.
Right, guys?
Give it a few years. They'll never do it again.
No, but they are going to start sterilizing them by
Cutting them
putting
off?
stuff in their food.
Oh.
And like I said, they have no predator, and also they eat grass, which means you can't even short their food because grass is everywhere.
If you had to have a wild animal,
Sloth.
like as a pet, you go sloth.
It's a
I
pretty
think
good
that's
one.
my answer too.
It's a
Those look really
awesome
cool.
animal, dude. That's my realistic, maybe one day get me. A
I
sloth
think we could make that happen. We could get you a sloth.
Like,
see how much.
I feel like news right now is okay, but imagine if I was sitting here and I had a sloth hanging off me while I was doing the news. It'd be even better.
The only thing kind of creepy are their hands.
Yeah, but
I think you'd get used to it.
Yeah.
They probably want to snuggle with you.
Right. Or yeah, you just sit there, watch a little Mavs, Pacers, and I got a sloth hanging on me.
Just kind of
So
watching.
Awesome, dude.
I think I'd go ocelot. It's like a giant
ocelot,
giant feline. Sort of looks like a leopard, but all closer to the size of a house cat.
But those
That
things,
looks like a
man,
house cat.
They could bite your neck.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm not going big cat. If I want a cat, I'll just get a cute little house cat.
Yeah.
One that could kill you. I don't want to do that.
But yeah, I'd probably go sloth. All right. As we go down the slide of depravity here, we have
$2,000 to $5,000. By the way, if
For
you
a
want to get
sloth?
one, yeah.
Oh man,
Let's
Give
get
his own room.
Let's get a show sloth.
I'm absolutely. It'll be like when we
The
had
sweet
to,
sloth.
Did y'all do that? Like have a class where you had a hamster or something? And you had to take it
Yeah,
home
and then
for
it
a day,
died.
or a lizard.
We had a rabbit in the classroom that would just like live there all week.
Yeah.
And then the teacher would take it home on the weekend.
See, us like she would make it a. Boy, I'm just realizing now what a grift this was. She would turn it into the best kid that week got to take home the animal
And take
now
care
I'm
of
just
it?
realizing she didn't want to do it. That lazy bitch.
She just wanted a responsible kid. Yeah, we had a.
She just wanted to drink and bang on the weekend,
Yeah, you
not
wanna
think
go
about
hippo
her
style.
her animal.
We had a ferret in first grade. I don't know if you guys have had a.
Ferrets are cool.
I've always liked
they're
them.
little
I would
wild ass.
disagree. They're too much.
I wanted
and they
one,
get
but-
out and they just go anywhere, and
Yeah.
you'd always have to look behind you to scoot your chair in because
You're
the
not
ferret
stepping
could just
on
be
it.
yeah.
My cousin
Ferret's
had a
not
couple
cool.
of them, and their house stunk all the time.
Smells like ferret.
It just stunk. And I would like to hang out with them for a couple hours, but then I was glad I got to leave.
Worse than a hamster, right?
Yeah, because they would have these ferrets roam the house.
Oh, really?
Hamsters you keep in a cage. All right, so we have 48-year-old Jad Shipman from Washington who went online looking for an escort.
Okay.
Now, that's pretty harmless, I think, overall. You know, we don't have to argue.
I mean,
man's 48.
We've known people that have done it.
This was like an actual website, not shooting a shot on Twitter.
I know, but still, we've known people that have done it.
Yep.
Now, like I said,
All of us.
This all sounds normal. We don't have to, debate the morality of prostitution or anything. But
Sex workers.
this
That's what we call
guy
'em.
was offering up $440 to anyone that would have sex with him and his miniature horse.
I'm sorry?
So his idea of a good time.
It's not a actual full size horse. It's just
a little
It's just a
horse.
little guy.
Like a little Sebastian?
Yeah.
It's cute.
He offered, and he reached out to a woman named Diane, which I don't feel like a woman named Diane would be the first person I reach out to for miniature horse sex. But
There it is. It's waiting for it, Ham.
his idea of a good time was a Diane sitting on his privates with the horse in front of her.
Like
facing her, or
like having some granola, or
the other way.
She would have a hard time speaking.
Oh.
Yeah. She'd have a different feed bag than the one Lando uses.
Is that a fetish?
Well, yes.
Like animals. Like, is it a legit one? Like, people are
Clearly, this
some
guy's paying
people
money to get this done, so yeah.
Some people like feet. Some people like to be tied up. Some people like horses.
They want a three-way with the horse.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So she
But
said
a little horse.
She said no, right?
Not a big one.
Yeah, it's just a like you
What
said,
a weird
little
amount
Sebastian.
of money to offer for that.
Okay, hang on.
$440.
It seems very specific. Like,
Yeah.
like he was cleaning out
Like
his
he had
account.
a debate between a PS5 and three-way with a miniature horse.
Like 500, way too much. 300,
And not even
Little too
around
little.
400. He scrounged up an extra $40
Yeah.
by selling plasma.
$40 tip.
He's like, all right.
Spending the rest on hay.
Here's a little for the
Yeah.
effort.
Well, you want the horse to be happy. Even happier than it will be once Diane gets done.
Yeah, give the horse a sugar cube.
The poor miniature horse. All right. As we go one more ride here on the slide of depravity.
So to speak.
We have a man by the name of Rudy Wilcox from Clearwater, Florida.
Oh, boy.
Florida man.
Yeah. He was found a couple days ago around 5:30 p.m. on a busy highway going number 2 on a dead possum.
Oh.
And he had his... This is the funniest part to me.
Was the possum dead before the act started?
He didn't kill the possum
Okay.
with his doo-doo, no. But
the possum just jumps up like,
whoa! The police officer says he had his
Just
pants
plain dead.
all the way down at his ankles. And then, with full man beef in the traffic, went number 2 on this possum.
Screw a tail.
Which, you know, I've had some down moments in my life, but I don't feel like I've ever been so down that the first sign of roadkill I see, I'm going to put old Taco Bell on it.
Yeah.
And if I ever get there, I grant anyone on the show the right to put a 22 right here between my eyes.
Well, if you do it, I just don't want to know about it. How about that?
At least don't do it in rush hour traffic.
I'll never ask you, hey, did you do this weekend? We'll just...
You'll see it in my eyes.
Don't ask, don't tell.
There is the naked guy on 67 who I do worry about.
If he'll ever go number 2 on a...
Well, I mean...
Dead
Is he
raccoon.
always there? I've heard you talk about
No,
this
he's
guy.
not always there, but every now and again you'll see him, and it's not a very big shoulder either. It's just... I worry about his safety. Like, if somebody's not paying attention, he will die. But he's
just hanging out there all
he's
naked.
got a little stool, and he's handling up on himself every now and again.
Not that type of
Yeah,
stool.
this-
not
related
different
to
from
the
this story.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're out there, 67 guy, get help.
Maybe
Yeah.
this will be a
Join
wake-up
us in
call.
studio tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I could be headed down this guy's path.
Pick some games. All right, thank you, Justin.
You're
That's
up.
great. All right.
Once again, The Ticket presents Why Today Doesn't Suck.
All of it sucks, right?
Sure.
It all really, really sucks.
And now, here are your hosts, Sean Bass and David Mino.
Mashed potatoes. The sweet spot, just a couple of seam men talking about Luis Gonzalez's 2001 season in the break, because that's what we do.
Yeah.
And at 2:58, it's ham.
Thank you, Mino. Eatsy's Market and Bakery and Sante Center for Healing brings you Possum Squatter Monty.
Bonnet.
Take a sip of my coffee.
Bonnet.
That was my elf impression.
You have a Tomlin story you'd like to talk about?
I'm not going to get ball sacked. Just the water.
Hey. Oh, this bit is already done with.
No, it's actually just catching on.
This is only the beginning. Strap in. Tie that feedback tight.
Strap into your car seat.
Well,
did you steal it?
We got the seam mans over there, Sean and David. But I don't see the hard line. I got no Bob. I got no Corby. I got no Davey. They must be over there again somewhere.
We are.
Where are we?
We're at Rally House.
Whoa.
Rally House.
Commerce doesn't stop.
Rally House.
And
it's a rally. It's a
sweet
house.
spot. We're at our home base Rally House on Preston and Forest and Venice.
Wow. That is the funniest one.
And
Oh, God. That's so loud.
Stop yelling. And
Stop.
I've already purchased one hoodie, old school Ranger logo hoodie, and to accompany it, an OU bouncy ball.
Yeah, he calls it a bouncy ball because Corby doesn't
Childish.
have stress. For me, it would be a stress ball.
What?
But for
A
you, it's a
bouncy
bouncy
ball.
ball.
What is
As
stress?
you're straining there on the toilet.
I was thinking like
moving that thing.
hippity hop, like one of those big things.
No,
you-
it's
No. This is a little ball.
I have one of those. The Star
Stress.
One,
What are stress?
I want to see Corby on a hippity
is that
hop.
where you feel ungood?
You know what? Oh, wait. Who feels ungood?
Why don't you just feel not ungood?
You feel ungood, bro? Just take
What
a
does
sip
it
of
do
this
with that?
IPA.
When are you non-relaxed?
Here, bro, have a brew.
Listen to some widespread. You'll be fine.
Did you ever see those hoppy balls with the dill on them?
I think.
Really
I don't want to go too far here, but I'm pretty sure I could dominate the ticket hippity hop competition.
I don't know, man.
Way, bro.
Oh,
I was pretty good on one.
I guess I'll have to go all nine.
We need to have a race in the plaza.
Yeah, get Killer out there.
Yeah, Killer would dust all of us.
That would be that's dangerous, though. You don't want to do it on, like,
Hey
with a
there,
bunch of
P1s.
angles
Killer
and
again.
edges and stairs and things like that.
Let's just do it down the hallway.
You don't want to do hippity hop parkour.
No.
So, where's Bob at?
Where's
He's
Roberts?
shopping around Rally House.
Just enjoying the show, yeah.
Bob.
Looking for a
Rally
Goligoski jersey.
It looks like
the 33.
Looks like we have a lot of choices here, but I don't see a goal.
Yeah, no goose.
They did make him a
AG
special.
33.
They made him a special Frank jersey.
I
R.I.P.
need another one of this,
with
bro.
a bloodstained neck.
Right, just a
Frank.
floating head.
Do they have official Aces shorts?
The champions.
The champions.
The Vegas champions.
Well, I think I may have to plow through that Rally House on the way home.
You should.
I might join you.
World Series gear.
You can never have too much World Series gear.
Yeah, you never know when you'll
$20
have
used.
another opportunity to buy some.
67 years or whatever it was.
Probably next year.
Do they have Ranger like golf club head covers?
Probably.
If they don't, they're stupid.
They throw one of those on the nub.
Wait,
See how it looks?
you're going to just put it on your nub.
Yeah.
It's just like a head of Captain.
Like a driver head cover?
Oh, that'd probably fit
I'm going to
better
have
than
nightmares about
like
that.
a 6-iron.
Yeah, if you're using 6-iron head covers, we need to have an intervention.
Yeah, really.
All right, today is Thursday, November 16th, the 320th day of 2023, 45 days left in the year. On this date, 1907, Oklahoma collectively enters the United States, the 46th state in the Union.
What are you auditioning for Oklahoma?
You know what? You should have left for the SEC then. Wasted our
1907.
time for 100 years.
Has everybody read Oklahoma but me?
What?
I'm just quoting
It's
Euphoria.
a youth.
Yeah.
It's a youth thing.
It's a
joke for one.
Oh, I got it.
Justin and I are on the same
Remember
page.
I was in the show one time.
Oh, that's right.
You as Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah. See, she's like Spider Girl now.
Oh, I've seen it.
So
She's gonna be flapping around through New York.
What are we gonna do, Mino?
Share. Just
She's
share.
not in it.
Yeah. Share.
In 1938, Corby,
Sharing is caring.
lysergic acid diethylamide, aka LSD, is first synthesized by Swiss chemist Dr. Albert Hoffman.
That's Abby Hoffman.
Yeah, dude. Just rolling.
Not the same guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like cool. That's pretty far out.
That groovy.
Hey, speaking of your stress,
Try this, bro.
is that how you say it? Acid is good for that.
Are there two S's on the end of that?
Yeah. Stress.
Is it stretch? Is there an H?
There's only one S in LSD.
In 1979, Paul McCartney releases Wonderful Christmas Time.
Do you not have the drop there?
Wow, you're getting Backseat Drove by Lando?
Oh, I got a
drop, Lando.
Kevin, I'm going to have to send you to your room.
Oh, wow.
God.
He's the star of a movie now.
Oh, wow.
I'm new here. I'm sorry.
Oh, well.
Lando.
In 1988, Jose Canseco becomes the first unanimous AL MVP since Reggie Jackson.
We were just talking about this in the
know.
break.
Simply
having
Wonderful Christmas time.
Song sucks.
Oh, it's so bad.
In 1996, Corey Dillon set an NCAA rushing record for a quarter, gaining 222 yards on 16 carries in the first quarter of Washington's win over San Jose State. That's a lot in one quarter.
I would be tired.
I would sit the rest of the game.
Gosh. Yeah.
What is tired?
It's like stress. It's something you don't get.
Oh.
In 2001, the first Harry Potter movie debuted in the United States. That was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Anyone watch that? Night of?
Seen it. I saw the first one.
Seen them all.
I've seen them all.
Go, Dave.
Did you want to see them?
I saw Harry Potter and the Magic Wand.
Did have you read all the books?
Never mind.
No.
Easy.
That was kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's definitely past.
We're
my
Harry
time.
Cox. Yeah, a lot of reading.
With me.
I don't read books.
A lot of pages in those books.
It's not an article. It's not a magazine.
Yeah, it's like Nate Bargatze says. They just don't let up with the words.
Yeah.
Sick reference.
How about a blank page
on
every
Nate
now and
Bargatze,
again?
I think. In 2003, Bob, 16-year-old Lionel Messi makes his official debut for FC Barcelona.
What year? 04?
03.
03.
Was that long-haired Messi?
Yes.
Remember how happy you would be whenever you were given a book to read for school, and then you would immediately start flipping through it to see how many pictures were in there to cut off pages? Like, oh, that's a half page.
Where you can draw dongs.
That I don't have to read. Reading makes me sad.
No, I wasn't.
You can use these pages as a joint.
Yeah, it's a good roller.
These are papers.
Stuff, bro. The Outsiders is the best to roll with.
I can smoke the Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
That's how I'll learn it, by smoking it.
Hold my weed, Becky Thatcher.
God.
And in 2022, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration gives first safety approval on lab-grown meat. So
I'm
we're
in.
ready for that.
Where do we start this?
Is that the woolly mammoth?
Would the vegan members of your family eat that, Sean?
Yes.
They'd eat lab-grown meat?
Vegetarian,
they
right?
eat the impossible meat, so yeah, probably.
But this is supposed to be like baked chicken, like
I don't know.
mimicking chicken or something.
Seem impossible.
I'll get back to you.
It's unchicken.
Well, we'll wait if you want to call them.
We've got time.
All right, P1 birthdays, Monty, WTDS at gmail.com. Hey, Monty, my name is David. Please wish my son Wilder Price a happy 11th birthday.
Dave.
He loves the ticket, especially in the mornings on the way to school during Muse and in the afternoons on the way home during Why Today Doesn't Suck. His leaders are the Donate to Junk for Joy ads and O O'Reilly songs. He'd love to hear Corby squeak the OU Boomer Sooner song since his mom is a Sooner and he knows that song bugs me. That from P1 David.
Pop. Drop.
Getting heard in 1907.
Hooray for Junk for Joy! Hooray for Junk for Joy!
Settle down, guys.
Also from Matt, I'd like to wish my 5-year-old daughter Shyla and myself a happy birthday. Y'all keep up the great work, and as always, stay hard. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
That's what I'm talking about.
Damn right. We're going to win this weekend. You know what I mean? All right, birthdays today. Shigeru
All right, you have to
Miyamoto.
stop that.
Shigeru Miyamoto is
That usually
71.
works, Mino. Good idea.
He created Mario and The Legend of Zelda.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Bob knows all the ways to not get Ham to stop.
Usually, if you say you have to stop, that's the best.
He's batting 100 on getting Ham to stop. Or 1,000. Chris Layton, the drummer for Double Trouble, is 68.
Oh, SRV.
Yeah.
Yes.
R.I.P. SRV.
Jeff Lowe is 59.
From the Tiger Kings. Oh, God. Is that the one that
That's the dude
dated
that-
the
He
redheaded
was the
chick
dude that always wore the Ed Hardy stuff.
Yeah, that had the real young wife.
babysitter.
And he would, bring him to hotel rooms, and he had a
Oh,
Oakley
wait.
hat.
The hillbilly one?
No, he dressed like a UFC bro.
Bruh.
No, he looked very Ivy League.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked normal.
Yeah,
He was the normal one
he
on
was
the
wearing
show.
cardigans.
He had a jacket with elbow patches.
And let's see, Lisa Bonet, 56.
Greatness.
Is Khal Drogo still up in that? He was for a little bit.
No, they.
in that.
I believe they split up.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah,
Momoa.
believe they did, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure.
Lisa Bonet, 56.
And gorgeous.
And
She's
is.
56
Damn right.
and gorgeous.
Brandy Glanville, 51, from Celebrity Big Brother in 2017. She was a Real Housewife.
Missed that one.
The Houston Oilers and the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
Missy Pyle, 51.
Left tickets for Elvis.
Surprise.
Missy Pyle was the really good European dodgeball chick from Dodgeball.
Oh, yeah. The lady in red.
Yeah.
They've been divorced.
She
for a
killed
year
that
and a
guy
half,
in the
by
bar.
way.
Okay.
Right.
Jason Momoa.
Eric Judy, the bassist for Modest Mouse, is 49. Maggie Gyllenhaal, 46. I could be standing in a hurricane. She wouldn't make my pants move.
What? Batman loved her.
And that's why he almost died.
It was kind of weird that that Bruce Wayne was really into her because, he could do better.
Because she has jowls like a bulldog.
But man,
Kalia Booker, 43.
Her brother sure could act the hell out of that cowboy role.
Yeah.
Yay.
You didn't like Secretary?
He played the Adley Rushman role really well. What? Secretary.
Yeah, with Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Was that James Spader?
Oh, yeah, brother. You need to check that out,
I think
Holmes.
so.
She's all sexy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Gets all naked.
She played Secretariat.
I'm trying to remember what roast I remember this guy from. Turning 30 today is Pete Davidson. Where would I remember him from?
Man, is it a Bieber roast?
You remember him from the Bieber roast, I believe.
No, I disagree. I think you remember him from the Bieber
I remember him from
Just
the
trying to add context.
Bieber roast, I believe.
Yeah, y'all were not on the same page at all in that audio.
I mean, if you guys don't want to discuss it beforehand.
Because you were kind of a bad parent there, Corby. You didn't tell Danny what he did wrong.
I know.
You didn't tell him, hey, I just said that. You were like, hey, we're trying to set this up. And that's when he got real defensive and was like, little discussion beforehand wouldn't hurt.
You just kind of use the, if I ignore this, it'll go away.
Right.
It'll just stop.
Turning
happened
17
3 times this week already.
Turning 17 today, Mason Ramsey. That's the kid that was yodeling near the bras at Walmart. Remember Yodel Kid? A.K.A.
Did we forget?
The Jones grandkid. Sitting in the war room.
Will be a high-ranking member of the front office for his 18th birthday.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Dwight Gooden, 59.
Grandpa, I want to work in football.
Eric Crouch.
You're going to be the Associate Director of Player Development.
Eric Crouch is 45. Amare Stoudemire, 41.
And
the wine bath.
OCU Manura, also 41. Kari Lettinen, the ticket's own, is 40.
Good dude.
Greatness.
We found out he was a big P1. That was
Good
pretty
dude.
sweet. Akeem Hicks, 34.
Akeem!
In his day.
Him, I think he printed the same name twice. It says Bull and then Bull again.
He was a problem.
Bull, apparently
squared.
24.
Put that weed back in bull.
Turning 23 today, the Mavericks' biggest enigma, Josh Green. And aboard on the stay now dead, the Penguin from the Batman show, Burgess Meredith. And a dead on the stay still dead, we have Clark Gable and the founder of Cleveland, Ohio, Moses Cleveland.
That's why they call it Cleveland.
We got to hear that
Cleveland!
Ham probably don't know how to spell it, though.
I haven't heard that in a while.
He really does, and on this sheet it
Ham's
says
illiterate.
Cleaveland.
It's irrelevant. now,
Like
Mino.
It's like Krzyzewski. It's really tricky.
Yeah, there's a K
You
in
have 20
front.
seconds, Ham.
I'll be damned,
All
I can't spell it.
all the jobs came back to Cleveland, so it's irrelevant.
Yeah. All things are coming up Cleveland right now. All right, well, maybe one day we'll hear the Cleveland song, but that day is not today.
Next year. November 16th of
Hold
next
your
year.
breath. That's not it, Ham.
Bye, Justin. Bye, Rally House.
Bye,
PXU
O4G.
Energy Mothership at Victory Park, hard by the A.
Get the State podcast at patreon.com/sportsgreek.
Who's this?
It's Ronnie, our former receptionist, who had low blood sugar, according to court. Back to you, Bob.
And that resulted into Michelle Wheat.
She did not have trouble speaking. It was one of Corby's ridiculous caricatures of someone who sounded nothing like that. She was just really nice.
Yeah.
And sweet.
But that's what he does.
We thought
and so to make her voice extra meek, he started doing her like this. She didn't even have this
And then
accent.
it turned into Michelle Wheat. And yes, she did. But then we said that all she would eat during the day was a leftover packet of sugar from someone's coffee.
She was real
like
sugar deprived.
The dregs of the sugar, just like, oh, sweet sugar.
Please give Ronnie a sugar cube.
It's 4:59 here from Rally House on Preston, where we would love to see you. And our friend Gordon has arrived.
Mr. CERN,
please
give sugar.
A Rant Revival is on the horizon, but first we must stop down for this. And here's Dave.
And we have a couple bits of breaking news to begin E-News today. First of all,
breaking news.
This from Instagram, from Snoop Dogg's account, where he writes, "After much consideration and conversation with my family, I've decided to give up smoke. Please respect my privacy at this time."
Why do they always tag it with that? First of all, no one will respect your privacy if they don't want to.
He's making a joke. There's
Okay.
no way that's
And
real.
Dave fell for it, and then I just fell for it because I heard it from a trusted source that I called Dave.
Well, people are wondering if he has said before that he started cutting down on smoking after he became a grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has said before that he at his peak of smoking, he would smoke 81 blunts a day.
Same.
That seems excessive.
Yeah. And so
is this for the cancer that he's freaking out?
Yeah, I don't know if this is because he wants to be more responsible as a grandfather, or if this is maybe a PR stunt to promote Snoop Dogg edibles that are about to come out or something.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, he's stunting.
Yeah. So, but to everyone, pray for Snoop.
Yeah.
And also, in breaking news out of Washington, D.C., the House Ethics Committee that was investigating New York Representative George Santos has released their findings, and they have substantial evidence of wrongdoing by the freshman congressman. And they released a report, and after the report was released, George Santos said that he's not going to step down, but he will not seek re-election in 2024. But
I don't know who that is.
Is that the guy who has the ridiculous amount of lies?
Yeah, he's the pathological liar. He has the little round glasses. He's kind of doughy.
Like a monocle?
He's very swishy.
What does that mean?
He just
swishes to and fro.
Swishes
like
when he
skates
walks.
almost.
Yeah, it's like he's speed skating when he's walking.
Why does he have jazz hands?
But the committee's report alleges that Santos deceived campaign donors into providing what they thought were contributions to his campaign, but were in fact payments for his personal benefit. And they go over some of his
Which side is he on?
expenditures.
What do you mean?
I just don't
Politically or actually?
Not the swish skating thing again, but
He's on America's side.
okay, good.
There are no sides anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he is the guy who claims that he was from a wealthy family.
Yes.
And that he used to drive a Maserati, and all of it's fake. Like he
also grew up extremely poor, and he's also Superman, and he's got all kinds of lies for him. You need to check into it.
I can't
He played for the Dallas Stars for a while.
Oh,
yeah,
I saw that on his
yeah,
bio.
really good
he was
skater.
a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Scored 21 which season?
So one of the expenditures that he made in 2020 on the campaign debit card was $1,500 for Botox.
We all need it.
He also
I
had
do need it. God, I'm looking old.
a $50,000 campaign donation that was deposited directly into one of his personal accounts, and he used that money to pay down personal credit card bills. And then he also bought an Hermes bag, like a $5,000 bag. And then he also used it for smaller purchases at Sephora and also for OnlyFans subscriptions.
Sounds like to me.
Sounds like
shops
Bob's
well.
credit card statement.
Right.
It does.
Hermes, Sephora, and OnlyFans.
Yes.
Troika.
So, he's in a little bit of trouble.
That's so athletic, Stern. That's when he's rolling in athletic money. That's the way he's fed.
We speculated yesterday
really cut back.
that we had heard from all of the friends except for Lisa Kudrow as of Enews yesterday.
Yeah, why isn't she saying anything? I demand a statement from her.
Well, she heard us complain on yesterday's E-News, and so yesterday afternoon she did
make a statement, the thing I've been calling for her to do. You know what? Now I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, now it's too late.
Now I'm offended that she issued a statement.
Yeah, you're not allowed to mourn anymore. The window is closed.
Yeah, so she posted a picture of the two of them, obviously, and then she reminisced on when she first met him, saying that
obviously.
We shot the pilot. At that time, it was entitled Friends Like Us. And she said it got picked up immediately. And then you, meaning Matthew Perry, suggested we play poker. And it made it so much fun where we initially bonded. And so it was Perry's suggestion that they play poker together all the time. So in their downtime on the set, that the core group of friends would always get together and play poker, and that was part of what made them such a tight-knit group.
But they played it with Vicodin pills and stuff.
Right,
Okay.
yeah, they go all in with their scripts.
I wonder if the Annies went up, though, through the years. Is there, say, Annie,
Hey,
if their
guys.
salary increased from like $8,000 an episode to $8 million?
It's down.
If like the all-ins...
Yeah, but they were growing up.
Right.
True.
But then she wrapped it up by saying, the best 10 years a person gets to have. Thank you for making me laugh so hard at something you said that my muscles ached, my tears poured down my face every day. And she said, thank you. Most of all, I learned about grace and love through knowing you. Thank you for the time I got to have with you.
They were the
I don't wanna
two.
hear it.
It's very sweet.
They were the two funniest ones on there, and it was so obvious and so apparent, and they were really good at their roles as being funny. Funny people trying to be funny on the show, I think, is really hard to do, and both of them pulled it off.
Have you ever watched a Lisa Kudrow laugh compilation video?
Oh, yeah. No, is it funny?
God, she's got the best laugh. It's really contagious. Yeah, she's got an awesome laugh. It was okay, so they were the funniest, but were they your favorites, Corby? Lisa Kudrow and Matthew Perry?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Well, confirmation
Okay.
there.
I don't know if I had a favorite, Gordon.
Oh, you hated that show.
No, I did. I enjoyed it. Yeah, he probably was my favorite. I thought he was really, really funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like natural timing, and you could tell he was inserting his own little, like, as a whatever type of personality he had in real life, it was inserted in there.
And I've heard that from the other cast members of Friends, like he was the funny doctor to the script. Like he would have great ideas as to line reads and different lines to put in there, and so he
ad-libs on set.
Although it got so apparent that he was not doing very well, and it was just because there was no or early internet or maybe no internet at the time, and it was just like, oh yeah, he lost 70 pounds before the season, and oh yeah, he's slurring because dental work, and it's just like, oh okay, I love him.
Well, he never slurred on the show, did he?
Yeah, he did. It got weird. I mean, not.
I know he did on the Friends reunion. He looked out of it.
Maybe not slur, but definitely his.
Something was off about his delivery.
Yeah. His mouth, he had weird mouth, like Carl mouth, almost there for a season or two. And he said that the one year he got nominated for Best Actor was the only season he was clean. Which he looked back on it then, he was like, why? I should have realized something there.
Bob just texted me and said, slot voice like Norm? Now, Bob, what do you...
Bob
Slurm.
That's unfair, Bob, that you would text him that when you could have just said it.
Wouldn't that be weird? You just tune into Friends, and a couple of seasons, Matthew Perry sounds exactly like Norm.
Or they replace Matthew Perry with Norm.
Rach, me.
Would the cast have been happy with Norm? Like,
would he have fit in with the group of hot 20-somethings?
Right.
Like he rolls into Central Perk, plops down on the couch.
Yes.
Although
rests his cane against the couch.
At the time, we all thought Norm was so old because he's kind of always looked the same age.
Yeah.
Back then when Friends was on, he was like 42.
I know. Yeah, Norm has always been 72 to me.
I know.
We're docking.
Right.
All right. 10 years ago today was your Pearl Jam concert experience, right?
Yeah.
What was the Pearl Jam concert experience when you got on stage? Because you lied about being able to play guitar?
No, that was my friend. No, I was serenaded by Eddie. Eddie came and kneeled to me, and I thought that I was probably going to have sex with him, but it didn't happen.
Do you know what happened on this day in 1981?
Chernobyl.
1981.
9/11.
I'm going to say, and I don't know this, but I'm thinking of the year and the video. Is this Sunday, Bloody Sunday at Red Rocks?
The bicentennial.
Damn it.
This was Luke and Laura's wedding on General Hospital.
Oh, yes.
Which was viewed by 30 million people.
And there were only 35 in America at the time.
Yeah.
We've exploded since then.
Yeah, it was a 2-part episode on ABC, the most watched event in soap opera history. And so they also had a guest star, Elizabeth Taylor, who was a huge fan of the show.
She's got the whole package of it.
Yeah. She played a guest role called Helena Cassadine.
She got the whole
package. She appeared and placed a curse on the newlyweds.
All right. Did your grandmother watch those shows?
Hated that when I was at my grandparents' house, and the morning was spent watching like Price is Right and some other things that you could tolerate because they were game shows.
Yeah.
But then when you heard those piano notes of ding, 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 you just were like, oh, the TV is going to be tied up for the next 4 hours.
And my grandmother would sit in her chair
with her stories.
And yes, with her stories.
Gotta watch my stories.
And she would
her dog-eared copy of Soap Opera Digest.
She's
on the
shucking
chair.
corn and peas, and that's basically preparation.
My grandmother did the exact same thing. She would sit with a huge tub, a Tupperware tub of peas, and would shell peas while watching her stories.
Yes, that was life.
While us kids went around back and did meth.
All right, lastly, before we get to Rant Revival, shut up, Ham. This is must-see viewing for you, Gordon.
Okay.
Okay, this is going to be a week from next Wednesday. So the 29th of November, 9 p.m. on NBC, Christmas at Graceland. So it is the first televised concert from inside the Graceland estate.
I thought all of them were dead now.
Well, they will have never-before broadcast...
Seems insensitive, but understand.
They will have never-before broadcast footage of Elvis. They will give viewers an intimate look inside Graceland, and then
Are they going to
will
crack open the coffin? That'd be cool.
No, they're not. They're not
hey,
going.
Don't forget to stick around at the end of the show.
We're going to exhume Elvis.
We're going to take just a peek inside the coffin.
See if his wig's still on.
He's still not decomposed.
No, I guarantee he's not. They probably injected him with all kinds of crazy stuff to keep him preserved.
Who's playing?
Gary, that's disgusting.
Okay, so
is Lisa Marie doing a set?
No, I will.
She's dead too.
I will start.
Oh, I hadn't heard.
I will start from the bottom of the bill and we'll go to the top. So
more Gary,
Lainey Wilson, Kane Brown, John Legend, Alanis Morissette, Casey Musgraves, Post Malone, and Lana Del Rey.
You know what? Not bad.
It's not a bad lineup.
It's pretty star-studded.
I'm a little thrown by Alanis Morissette playing Elvis. I don't know why that's the one that's standing out.
She's not playing Elvis.
Well, they're playing at Elvis's Christmas extravaganza.
Well, but they're going to be doing holiday-themed performances.
She has to do...
Stress you out.
Right.
But she has to
do it as Elvis. Everybody has to do their songs as Elvis.
Yes, and the wig and the glasses.
Right, and then Brad Sham is next to her doing that.
What? She's going to do Elvis. Alanis Morissette will do Elvis songs, and Brad Sham will do Alanis Morissette songs.
As Elvis,
yes. And
and Tex Schramm is lighting his farts on fire.
If you miss it next on the 29th on that Wednesday, it'll be on Peacock after that.
All right, that's not how you say that word. Now, let's go on and do the Rant Revival next.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The Rant Revival featuring Gordon Keefe,
live and in person,
Corby Davidson, Davey Gen X, Davey Lane. The Rant, ladies and gentlemen, reforms in 2023.
Yeah, we've had fun this year doing the Rant Revival. Sorry that Dave is stepping away after this year, but we're going to try to continue on in your honor.
Thank you.
Your honor.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's just paternity leave.
Oh, okay.
How long do you get for paternity leave?
I can't remember what the max is, but I'm.
Are you going to try it?
I'm going to take 2 weeks, I think.
As we all look at him.
That's not a lot of time to help her in her time of need. And women don't need help from men. And you should help her.
Yes, but
as
I should support her even though she doesn't need my support.
That's the message. You got it.
You shouldn't have to be asked.
You threaded
for
the
support.
needle. Yeah. She shouldn't have to ask.
You know, back in my day, Dave, when I was having kids, which I'm not able to anymore, I've had the procedure.
I think Bob has too, right?
Oh yeah.
You had your penis cut off?
Yes, essentially. Hey, it's called marriage.
Hey, sorry,
part of your transition.
Yeah. Sorry, Corby, the knife slipped.
Yeah,
we ended up cutting the whole thing off. Just trying to carve out the balls, but the reciprocating saw slipped.
Well, we're done. We carved your balls out.
I got good news and bad news. Good news is vasectomy took.
Yeah.
Bad news is all the other stuff went
You got
all gone.
You got an empty marble sack and no penis.
No penis. So while you were out, we went ahead and turned it into a vag. Hope you don't mind.
Love your show.
Yep. Tell Ryan said hello.
Anyway, got to get out of here. I remember taking a Thursday and Friday off, and then begging to come back to work by Monday, which I think is going to be you.
Yeah, but I'm committed. I will.
Now we'll see.
I will do my best to do my duty for God and my country.
So you guys we're all of.
Has Dave got a vasectomy yet?
No, but probably should work on that.
I think that he's going to be in stirrups with his wife, and the minute that kid comes out, the doctor takes 2 steps over and sews him up.
That's not a bad idea.
Up.
Yeah, because they could do like a 2-for-1.
Right.
They deliver the baby.
Yeah.
You're in the stirrups next to her.
Make sure the baby's, good.
Yeah. Is it healthy, Doc?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's healthy. All right, go ahead. Cut them off.
Right, here I am.
Here we are. We're ready.
And then to make it really symbiotic and make sure it means something, they're going to actually sew you back up with the placenta.
Yeah.
With the lining of the placenta.
They need to flash freeze the placenta and then let you use that to keep the swelling down on your non-existent ball sack.
Gary, that's disgusting.
That would be like full circle.
Yeah, circle of life.
I don't know why it doesn't happen more often. Would your wife be upset, though, if as she's pushing that you hoist yourself up into the side stirrups? And
I think you ought to be facing her. So when she's looking down between her legs, she sees you looking back. Y'all's feet are touching.
Right. And the doctor is ambidextrous. He's working both arms.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like in the Matrix or something.
What's the doctor doing? He's working both arms. He's pulling the baby out with one hand and emptying the marble sack with the other.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some people, have you guys talked about keeping the placenta? That's a deal.
Yeah, we went and had a tour of the
placenta factory.
No, of the hospital, of the delivery rooms and the recovery rooms.
And they showed you the placenta bucket.
Hang on. If there was a place that specialized in placenta or placentae, would it be called Placenta Factory?
Yeah. Well, people, what do they do with them? They get them, they bring them home from the hospital, and then you plant them, right? And then baby grows in your front yard?
Yes, that is one of the things that people do is they put it under a tree, and it feeds the roots of a tree, a sapling.
And then babies grow off the tree?
Yes.
Like apples.
The little fetuses.
Just hang down from little sacks.
Yeah, they're like
and you can just reach up and
pods.
They're peaches, but they're in the shape of a fetus. They're really juicy.
Oh.
But when we were there taking our tour,
Gary, that's really gross.
When we were there taking our tour, there was a guy.
Tour weird.
Tour?
You were saying cure.
Tour.
Yeah. There was a guy there who
wanted
to talk to you about the placenta.
No, he was there to talk to the doula, which I learned
oblongata.
which I learned a doula is not a nurse. It is
a midwife.
It's not. Well, it's not really a midwife either.
Yeah, it's a souped-up midwife.
Kind of like a midwife, but doula is originally taken from a word that means slave.
Oh, well.
What do you want to do with that,
anyway? We were having fun,
but anyway,
talking about placenta factories, and now all of a sudden
this
brought
guy
it back to the Civil War.
It's from like Greek times or something, Roman times. I don't know.
Well, we had
Greek
slaves
times. We're in the Civil War.
I hate to tell you, Dave, but there's slavery in America too. I know your books didn't tell you about that.
I didn't learn that in school. So this
Went to
guy,
a very conservative school.
He did.
This guy was there
Rednecks.
to talk to the doula that was about to lead our tour. Well, actually, he was asking her because he was meeting a different doula, and he was like, "Where is so and so?"
How many doulas are there?
There's tons of them.
Hey, doula, take your shirt off.
He was asking.
Did they ever do topless doulas, like in the delivery room? A little something for Dad.
They're always lactating, just in case.
Yeah,
they're at the ready at all times.
They just hear the babies cry, and they immediately spring a leak.
And the baby's kind of.
Do you know that actually happens? Like if a lactating woman. The baby's cry will trigger her milk to let down.
That's not true.
That is true. It's on internet. But my buddy Doug could do like the most perfect, amazing baby sound, baby cry.
To make his wife lactate?
No, but he would
to make strangers lactate?
He would go to restaurants and sit on patios near lactating women. At least this happened one time. I don't know if he did.
What a weird hobby!
But there was a lactating woman nearby, and he did the baby crying sound, and she's like, "Oh, just hold on, I got to change these nipple pads."
And then it was all for you. And then you walk over to the wanting woman.
Yes, and I had a beer mug, and I put it up under her nipple, and then opened the spigot,
like a third beer and 3/4 of.
Yes,
yeah.
Wait. Bob, you're big into milk play. Talk about all your experiences.
Very much so. Thank you for knowing that.
I will say that
I have been told that her milk is in, and that if I want to,
you need to start working.
If I want to try and sample the goods, that it's possible.
You don't. Well, some of the most
get in on that.
What was that, Ham? The milk is in.
Yeah, the milk is in. So this guy, he is looking for a different doula than the one that is going to lead our tour
because she's not hot enough.
And so. And she was like, "Well, what do you need?" And he said, "Well, you know, we just delivered a few weeks ago, and I'm here for our encapsulation."
Oh yeah, so this is where they dry the placenta and grind it up, and then put it into capsules.
Yeah,
where you can take it as a supplement.
Yeah, you freeze dry it, and then you grind it, and you put it in little gel caps, and then the mommy takes the pills of her placenta.
She eats her own.
For what? Is it for
womb waste?
For what? To be at one
it's so full of nutrients, Corby. It really will, and so does breast milk. It will make you into like a Superman.
So it's the ultimate vitamin? Why don't they sell that at stores?
They probably do. I guarantee you bodybuilders who are in the lactation black market, like there is a whole market of bodybuilders who buy women's milks because it's so full of bodybuilding. And
they'll sprinkle it in with their supplements?
Or they'll drink it as a supplement. And so I
don't
bet
think you know what you're talking about.
I totally know what I'm talking about.
Mark McGuire
Look it up. It's on internet. And I bet you that bodybuilders will take placenta capsules too. You can take them too.
So
you bet they will.
So you just make
You're predicting this?
You make like a protein shake of breast milk and placenta.
Okay, wait. Is it illegal?
Mangoes.
Like what's the good stuff from babies that you can't? The stem cell stuff. Like is
the good stuff from babies.
Bob,
that
do you think
can't.
we're talking to a scientist right now? If you closed your eyes for a second, it sounded like we were talking to a scientist.
It feels like we're at a symposium here.
The good stuff from babies. Dr. Davidson, we're going to have to see your license. It needs to be updated a little bit. What?
The good stuff from babies.
I feel like
stem cells.
Okay, here's another bit of superhero blood.
Is him.
Is that the blood that's inside the cord? People will bank the cord blood. The umbilical cord.
That's another
blood.
thing that they said in the tour.
Yeah, see?
That as part of your birth plan, you can ask them to wait until the cord stops pulsing to clamp
yes.
it.
Oh, God, yes.
Pulsing?
How hot is that?
To just get the last bit of womb blood into the baby.
Yeah.
Gary, that's disgusting.
And,
really is
and then you can bank the cord blood for if your baby develops any sort of disease or whatever. That cord blood is like full of all kinds of stem cells and
is this new?
All the good baby stuff. Well, I mean, it's been around for years. But they use the point is that they use it's kind of like making hot dogs. They use every part of the leftover birthing process.
Exactly like hot dogs.
I don't know if you know this,
or like the Native Americans with the buffalo.
But another thing that we learned:
nothing goes to waste.
Another bad. This goes along with that. Nothing goes to waste. That you know how used to when they would take the baby out and it would be covered with ectoplasm.
Yeah.
That they would
It still
immediately
is.
clean it off. And then give it to the mommy.
Right.
Now they let it baste in that.
Now
because it's got like an SPF of 70.
Yeah. Now they just leave that in or leave that on because they say over like 24 hours it soaks into the baby's skin. It's like the best moisturizer ever.
Why
so you
don't
could
they
just
take
smear
that
it on your
stuff
face
and sell it?
Well, why are they just
because
now? This is not. This
is
did
that
not
what
go
causes
on.
good baby smell?
No.
Like, what is the new baby smell that is so awesome?
I don't know, but that's definitely not it.
Yeah, probably not.
Ectoplasm.
Probably not.
It's not really ectoplasm.
Probably
Corby.
not the juice that the baby was basting in.
Yeah.
Well, what other? That sounds like the most reasonable explanation to me.
It's just
been
like
soaking in this substance for 9 months, and that's why it smells so good.
It's just like a new puppy. There's just something about newness.
New puppies don't smell as good as new babies.
Man, I don't know.
Oh, okay. That
That's how-
sounded real forceful and full of reason.
Well, I don't have reason. I'm just talking about a smell factor. I would rather smell a puppy than a baby.
How did we get here?
This is the best radio show ever.
Does a puppy or a baby have more of the good stuff that you're not allowed to?
Puppies don't have stem cells that you can use. Babies do.
How do you know?
Because I know. I read internet.
You don't know nothing, man.
I did
I
too.
learned on South Park that you crack a baby open at the spine and then you drink it.
Yeah, if
Right.
you drink the spinal juice of a baby.
Yeah, your Dua
you'll
Lipa
live an
told you
extra
that?
2 weeks.
Doula, not Dua Lipa.
Whatever. Well, anyway, we were going to talk.
Have you guys talked on your birth plan about doing the? You're going to do epidural, or is she going to try to go for broke?
Oh no,
she don't want to go for broke.
No.
Not even
Are you going to do?
They did say so to make you comfortable before the epidural. You can. They have a couple different ways to manage pain. You know, you can do an intravenous drip. But it's only up into a certain point because then it'll affect the baby and the baby will be groggy when it's born.
Yeah, they have to get it just right.
But one of the pain management things they said that they would do is that if the mother requests nitrous, they can bring in a tank of nitrous, and she can just
That's weird.
She can just hit it.
Yeah.
And so I was going to ask, like, is it okay for dads too? to take the
You
edge
need a
off?
dad one too. You need a his and hers fighter pilot mask.
Dave's getting his balls rooted out. He's over there on the nitrous, just like,
oh yeah, oh Jesus, guy, you got some cocaine too.
Are you doing the?
Give me all the drugs. I want an epidural also.
Give me an epidural.
Are you doing the? When the baby comes out, the ectoplasmy alien-looking thing to stick it on your nude chest?
Yeah, they do it. They got to go skin to
gotta
skin.
go skin to skin.
Are you doing that?
Well, they do it to the mom first.
But you can do it too, I've heard.
Yeah,
not in the
I
delivery
think
room.
you can if you want to.
Are you going to do that? Are you going to be shirtless in there?
Yeah, just go shirt off, hit the nitrous, and go shirt off.
You think the doctors will be freaked out?
Looks like Coco the gorilla when Dave takes his shirt off.
Marissa, your husband is nude.
He just has jeans on.
It's all right. I've done soda. I'm thin now. Boy, if you would have been Jabba the Hutt, Dave, and the baby disappears and rolls.
Starts trying to
Nurse off
my
of you.
breasts.
Nurse
And it's
doing
working.
Man boobs.
Oh, my God.
God dang, I have a lot of milk.
It's so embarrassing.
I'm so fat. Oh, God, it's gravy. Oh,
Feels so good. Such a relief.
Is he
my
young?
placenda's about to drop, Doc.
Does he wear like a swim shirt because he doesn't want to go shirtless?
And it feels so good that Dave steals the baby and he's running down the hallway nude with the baby suckling
Yeah,
gravy.
grabs another one
My
out of,
baby!
out of the neonatal unit, puts it on the other one just where he has two matching
Right.
ones.
Now it's my baby, too.
Going to town on him.
like a jackass with Crocs.
Would Marissa divorce you if that was the playlist that unfolded?
Yes.
As you're running down the hallway, dude.
She's not going to care. She'll be so looped on nitrous.
Your baby and another baby that you stole.
Yeah, they said they have little anklets that if the baby leaves the floor.
They
hospital,
geotrack those babies.
The alarms will go off everywhere.
Yeah. Have you been instructed?
Bill Gates insists on that.
Have you been given any instructions on how to conduct yourself, or just?
I have been told to chill the F out.
Okay.
Yeah. Do not add stress.
Faint. Yeah.
Well, let's carry this over. It's so late. We'll do one more mini rant segment next, but the Rant Revival took a turn that we were not expecting, and probably much like
what did we leave off with? Dave
Canyon.
live streaming the birth.
No, it was me running down the hall, shirtless,
wearing
with
cut off blue jeans
with
and shirtless,
newborns on each nipple.
Right.
Bleeding from my pants as I just had a hasty vasectomy.
Yes, the double dip. So, whenever we had our first, we were told that, hey, this could take a lot of time, so prepare for that. So whenever the water breaks, it's not immediate. This may be something, and it wasn't a scheduled, what do you call it, scheduled induction.
Is she doing a C-section, Dave, or is she going, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but I don't know if this is a scheduled birth or...
No, the plan is to do it the natural way.
Okay.
Yeah, she had an appendectomy when she was in high school, and so the doctor doesn't want to mess with a C-section unless it's absolutely necessary. I don't know if
you can pull the baby out of that incision.
I don't know if that's TMI. I'm sorry, Marissa, if it is, but yeah.
So
let's call her.
We were told, though, or I was told to prepare.
She's on
and
nitrous right now. She can't hear us.
Oh. This was in 2005, too, and I can't believe this was the technology that I had, but I brought with me VHS movies.
You're watching old Texas OU games
while
your wife's over there.
Carly, please kill me.
I thought, again, not really understanding anything about what I was getting ready to go through, I thought that, hey, if we're going to be in there for a long time and she's going to be sitting there and maybe there's, she's going to be full of drugs and everything, that she would like to have films that are funny. And so as she's sitting there begging for drugs to be inserted into her spinal column, I turned to her and I'm like, hey, do you want to watch Dazed and Confused? Because I had the VHS tape of Dazed and Confused. And I was like, we'll laugh and have fun and can talk about this.
And then when the baby comes, they can also watch Dazed and Confused.
It'll be the first movie he's ever seen. And so, and I think, frankly, I was just bored.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't I just watch a movie?
When is the baby stuff over with? Hey, Doc, thanks for the VCR. But when's the baby thing done? Is it done now?
I'm tired.
I've about had enough, Doc.
Can you tell her to push more?
This is kind of boring. You know what would be boring?
Has the baby come out of her butt yet?
Because I'm hungry.
Do y'all have cheese fries?
You know what? Order a large cheese fries. The baby will probably want some.
I like cheese. He will also like cheese.
Yes, because he shares my genetics.
Simpleton Corby is my favorite version.
Boy, it's an amazing character. He always shows up at the Rant Revival.
Oh, God.
Somehow I've slithered my way through life.
You're waiting in the delivery room watching Dazed and Confused eating cheese fries.
He gets dumber every week, too.
Have you checked your butt lately, Doc?
Hey, Doc, after the baby's born, can I wipe?
So, she is writhing in uncomfortable pain, and it sounds like that. I'll make you happy. I'll put on fun movie.
Oh, Corby.
And like 10 minutes into the movie, I'm probably laughing at it.
Yeah.
How can you laugh, Corby? And she looked at me and she goes, can you please turn that off, get out of here, and go get my mother?
Yeah.
But why?
But it's coming up on the good part. Look at Wooderson.
You remember Wooderson? He's funny.
Just hold on. Favorite scene's coming up.
You never quite see your bride's teeth like you do when they're in labor.
Gritting.
No.
I think our oldest was in there, and she needed the spinal shot, and so they were waiting. And waiting and waiting. It's one of those deals where it'll be a few minutes and it's like 90. And
what's a centimeter, Doc?
And the guy
Convert
rolls
that
in.
into miles.
I hate the metrics.
I understand miles.
She appears to be in considerable pain, and he comes in and he's ready to administer the shot, and then he looks over at me and recognizes me.
That's what this story's all about for Bob.
Yeah.
This is just a workaround for him to say, and a lot of people recognize me.
And now wants to do sports talk as she's waiting for her shot.
Sure, I'll sign the placenta, no problem.
He's asking me about.
You can have it, Doc.
He's asking me how the Cowboys are going to look this year.
Right.
And I glance over at her, and the look on her face was that of
sheer terror.
You need.
Yeah, let's get serious here.
To tell
bud.
him.
Yeah.
To get back to his job.
It's funny you asked her.
Or did you get sucked into you were like, I don't want to have the sports conversation now, but maybe it was interesting enough that you got sucked into the conversation.
Well, yeah, I mean.
Was it about Romo, or who was the quarterback?
Let me tell you something about Parcells. I mean, Romo is
Parcells has got no shot with his team.
And T.O.'s got to go.
No, you know what? I think it probably would have been the summer that Parcells was about to start as Cowboys coach. And
right.
There's a lot to talk about with that.
There is.
He's super excited right
I'm
now.
like, give anybody else.
Hold on, honey. I'm still talking here.
Why don't you get some of your other cowboy nurses and doctors in here? Let's do some sports talk. And my wife was really into that.
Are you okay? So is there a scheduled day? Did you say, or is this like all?
They're going to try to go naturally. So.
Yeah. There's a due date at the beginning of January, but we just have no idea. Yeah, just don't know.
Man,
how far along is she now?
I mean, she's just got into the third trimester. I think 45 days left, something like that.
Aren't there big tax ramifications if you can make it happen in like December?
Yeah,
31st?
yeah. If you can get it in under the wire, then you can
claim the whole year.
You can claim the dependent for the entire year, even though it was born on New Year's Eve.
That's right.
Yeah, you need to encourage that.
Yeah,
you know, one of the
need
things
to scare her
that they say will induce labor.
Oh yeah,
it's facts.
Yeah,
dude.
Here's
so
my
can
penis.
you imagine doing that?
Oh, I can imagine.
She's,
what?
Me and my wife.
So you have been there in that situation before, to where you tried to induce that. It really is. You know, Mother Nature is the worst feminist in the world.
Yeah,
because Mother Nature created a system where the guy gets to have lots of fun. And then something has to grow inside, a parasitic growth has to leach off the mom's body, and then she has to divide into two people 9 months later.
Right.
While the dad watches Dazed and Confused and eats cheese fries.
I know.
And then, as a way to induce the labor that the woman is wanting to hurry up and go into labor and she can get this over with, the dad may be called upon again, and his job is to...
Oh, really? Look at her!
Do his evil. I can't finish to that!
Turn around, honey.
Oh, wait.
Well, yeah, you kind of have to.
At that
point.
In there and you're being way aggressive with
you
her.
can't. No one does it.
Mashing her face into the pillow. And
smash! No one's actually done it in the hospital.
In the delivery room.
Yeah. I mean,
she's not dilated enough. Let me up there.
I won't start my work until she's dilated at least 3 centimeters. I need that much, Doc.
Do you guys have candles?
Give me some more cheese fries.
Are you out of cheese? All right. Well, there you go.
Don't move around too much, honey. I got the cheese fry set on your back.
You're spilling the ranch.
Scalding.
You got ranch everywhere, sweetheart.
Scalding hot cheese is dripping down her.
back.
Yeah.
Make sure you set the cheese rise below the epidural point.
You won't feel the burning cheese.
What if that's what ruined the entire delivery is scalding hot cheese rolled in the episiotomy hole?
Your wife has a terrible ranch infection, Mr. Davidson.
Yeah? Go on.
So what? Doesn't mean I have it, does it, Doc? Well, no. But okay. You scared me for a second.
Can I still watch movie?
Good stuff.
If she has a ranch infection, can I still watch movie?
That's never been said. No sentence like that has ever been said.
Oh, wow.
Oh, happy fun times.
So
well,
anyway.
Congratulations, Dave.
Thank you. I appreciate
All this
that.
was just a way to say
So
congratulations.
anyway, Shohei Ohtani won the MVP.
Way to go, Shohei.
Yeah.
Future
Yeah.
Ranger.
Yeah.
We're hoping. Thank you, Gordon.
Thank you, guys.
Take
live.
some pumpkin cheesecake to go, Gordon.
All right, and placenta capsules over there, too?
Always.
Yeah. Excellent.
Always. Only the finest.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Dave.
All right, we have a bit of a different community quick hits today because there is a Dallas institution that has been gone for quite some time, a decade in fact. And tomorrow marks a triumphant return of this band.
I learned to fly. The more that I become a new reason, I want to.
Ah, yes, the Nixons.
Not quite.
Oh.
This is Polyphonic Spree.
Yes. Yes.
The band that rose from the ashes of Tripping Daisy. And this song that we're playing is Morning Sun, I Built the Stairs, track 9 of the 9-track brand new album that comes out, I guess, at midnight tonight, technically tomorrow, Salvage Enterprise. And on our phones now is the leader of the Polyphonic Spree.
No way.
Tim DeLaughter. Hey, Tim.
All right. Community quick hit.
How are you?
What's up, Tim?
Good.
How are you, Timothy?
Oh man, I'm doing great, guys. I've got writer's cramp. I've been signing records for about 4 hours there at the record store.
Dude, yeah, down at Good Records. So it's crazy that this thing is finally coming out because I feel like that this has been a part of your life for like 14 years.
It has been, man. I can't believe it. Hell, I sat on it for 2 years because I was so in my head about how I was going to kind of put it out there to folks. And so I'm glad it's finally here.
So this is Polyphonic Spree record number...
six, maybe 5. It's 50. You know what? It's hard to tell because we've released so many like different things along the way, EPs and
right.
Christmas record and stuff like that. I don't know.
Well, you still carry on the thing that you did from your very first record of naming the songs as sections, like as though they're a movement in a continuous piece of music. So Salvage Enterprise is section 44 through section 52.
There you go.
So if that gives you a little bit of frame of reference of the volume of material.
Yeah, that helps. But there's some records that we put out that didn't have the sections and it kind of messed it up. But I think of the ones that the original full released albums are This Is Right. So what is it? What did you say? 40 what?
44 to 52.
Yeah, 44 to 52. So.
Well, I'll tell you
there
this,
you go.
Tim, like whenever you guys played down at the Longhorn Ballroom a few months ago, y'all played some of these songs, and they are so much fun. And, from back when I first met you and first saw the band, the live experience, of course, is what it's all about. It's, it's why you probably formed the band, although it's a pain in the ass dragging 74 people across the country. But
right.
But it's so amazing live, and y'all are going to – I don't know how much of the new record you're going to play next week, but the show sounds. I mean, I'm assuming quite a bit. Where's the show and what day?
Okay, so it's Granada on the 22nd. It's the Thanksgiving Eve.
It's so perfect.
We talked to
Yeah,
Mike
that's
at-
like the
at
biggest
Granada.
going out night of the year.
It is.
Well, I'm thinking it is. Mike from Granada, we kind of like huddled up about this and go, let's try this. It's right before Thanksgiving. Some folks may be here, some may not, but let's try it. So we're gonna try it out. So far, it's going really well. But yeah, we'll probably play almost the whole record, the new record, and then 23 years of the spree after that. So.
Yeah, and I can't encourage people enough to go out there. We're out of town, or I'd be there front and center. But
Yeah.
it's such an amazing vibe, and what y'all pull off with that many people, and kudos to the sound engineer and you for arranging everything and pulling it off. It is one of the most amazing live scenes you can see in musical form.
Yeah, thank you very much, Corby. I can't believe it's been 23 years of doing this. It just seems like yesterday to me, but what a feat for sure to drag this kind of concoction all over the world and kind of do what we've been doing for so long. But this record is probably one of the most important records to me. This record came from an area that I didn't think I was going to write any more songs, and it actually saved my life. So, and it's caught on tape. It's one of those rare occurrences when you basically are just kind of trying to find your way to write a song and you can't do it, and all of a sudden you do and capture the whole process on a record.
How long was this, Tim, in the making?
I would say a good 3 years, 2-3 years, on and off of just trying to get there. But yeah, it was a process. But I had a major dry spell because I couldn't write a song to save my life. So this opportunity came and it just started to unfold, and it's a very personal record and important one for me.
The reason I ask, first of all, I'm at the table here. I'm probably the most casual of your fans here, but I also very much enjoy your work, and had a wonderful evening one time when I happened upon one of your concerts almost by accident, and it was fantastic up at Legacy. Where I was having dinner and you guys started a concert, and I was riveted for 2 hours, and I couldn't believe that just invaded dinner in a very beautiful way. But anyway, back to the original question. I swear a year or two ago on Instagram, I was taken by some project you were doing on the beach.
Yeah.
Is that related to this in any way, or is that just a non sequitur?
No. It's this record. It was part of the reason why it took so long to release this. I got in my head where this record's a concept record, and I want people to hear this from start to finish, kind of like what we used to do when we'd buy records when I was younger. It was a big deal. You'd go get Pink Floyd and listen to the record from start to finish. It was an event. So I thought the only way I could get people to do this is if I created these listening experiences. So I came up with this idea of getting a sound system, 360-degree sound system that was 12 speakers on tripods with two subs and a couple generators, and I got a Sprinter van. I loaded all this crap up in the van, and I just headed out across the country not knowing where I was going to go. And the first stop was in Joshua Tree because I had a destination there. I did 2 days there, and then people said, you should go to Ojai. They'll really like this. And so I went to Ojai in California, and I kind of went up and down the coast, on the West Coast, and Arizona, and I ended up on the beaches of San Diego on the cliffs to the beaches off of Santa Monica, and then I ended up in San Francisco at McLaren Park. I ended up in Bedrock at that RV park outside Grand Canyon. And
did you have to get permits to do all this, or could you just set up shop and go?
You know what, Corby? I didn't really know what to do. I kind of wanted to go. I mean, I tried to go the legal route at first, and then it was a real expensive red tape BS. It was going to take 2 weeks to get a permit. It was crazy expensive. And then I kind of figured out, you know what, I'm just going to have to do this kind of guerrilla style and go out there and just find places that I think could work and try my luck. And I only got busted one time. I got in Santa Cruz on the beach there. I finished setting it up, and then the cops came and said, "You're going to have to take all this down. You can't do this without a permit." But I got away with it on every other spot. I did it in Topanga Canyon. I did it in, like I said, various beaches. I did it in various parks. I did it in some really amazing locations that you would think I wouldn't have gotten away with it, but I did. So I would just set up this system, and then I'd tweet or I'd put on Instagram, "I'm going to be here at this time." And I'd give people like 3 or 4 hours, and if they're in the neighborhood and they get that and discover that social media post, then they would show up. And I would have anybody from 10 people to 100 people that would just pop up. So it was really cool.
Now, I assume you have a permit, and I assume this is the same setup that you're going to be doing at Clyde Warren on Saturday night.
Yeah, so that's all legit. The good folks at Clyde Warren Park, we actually opened that park, which when it first opened, we were the band that played the opening of it. So it's kind of cool to come back there and play. But yeah, we're going to do a listening experience there. It's going to be coming from the pavilion, and people are just going to kind of bring a blanket and hang out there for like 43 minutes and listen to the record.
Yeah, so that's going to be at 6 o'clock on Saturday. And as we mentioned, next Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve, is the album release show at Granada. And then we can't neglect to talk about the holiday extravaganza. It's back again the 15th and 16th at Majestic. How many years is that?
Man, I think we're on 20 years.
Man.
20 years of doing that. You know, something that was like, you know, I did for my kids because they were little, and I thought this would be a great thing for families to kind of do things with their kids because, you know, they want to be able to come to a show and then still take their kids to enjoy it. And it's like now I'm still doing it, and my kids are all living in different parts of the country, and I'm still stuck doing this Christmas show because it's become such a tradition for the city that and we had to add another day to it. So now we're doing 2 shows this year. It's the first time we've done that, but yeah, it's going strong.
Any cool magicians you got lined up?
Oh, you know it. We won't have a Metal Ed. he won't be there, unfortunately, in his scantily clad assistant.
Dude, we basically had a Playboy bunny one year. I was hosting the thing, I think, that year.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, and all these little, 8, 9, 10-year-old kids are sitting there staring at this chick with their triple Fs, like just hanging out everywhere. It was great.
Their moment of discovery.
Yeah, it was.
It was a moment of discovery for everybody, including myself. Because she was in a basket, and I had no idea. And she pops out of there, and it was like, oh my God.
It was like Erica Liniak in Under Siege. Yeah.
Oh, and all these kids their mouths were like, eyes were really big, and these parents' mouths were wide open. And I got just accosted by all these parents in the lobby. How could you do something like this? And I'm like,
I'm crying on the side of the stage laughing.
It was like, oh my God. I was like, it was Metal Ed, and I go, Metal Ed, what are you thinking, man?
Metal Ed.
Well, hopefully this will be a porn-free edition of the
we'll
holiday extravaganza.
That's the adventure part of it. You don't know.
Right. But
you don't know. That's the beauty of this. This is a variety show, so it's like, there's always a surprise around the corner, and it's a lot of fun. I love doing it, and it gets more eccentric every year. So it's a great vibe, great place to be at that time of year.
Well, any of these upcoming shows, the Clyde Warren Park thing is a free event, but the show next Wednesday, the Christmas shows, there's a show in Austin, there's also a show at the AT&T Performing Arts Center. All of those, you can go to prekindle.com and look for tickets. Tim, we thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
And we're so glad the Spree is back.
Yes, me too, man. I'm ready, ripping and roaring. So it's good to be back. Thanks a lot, Community Quick Hits.
You
All right,
betcha.
brother. We'll talk to you
care,
soon,
man.
Tim.
Mark.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.